All right, guys, welcome back to Truth and Transparency. Karen Reed's errand boy, Aidan Kearney, facing 16 felonies. The deep dive continues into the criminal case of Aidan Kearney. Welcome back. And a quick disclaimer here is I do believe that Karen Reed is innocent. I believe that she was framed. However, I have to have this disclaimer out because errand boy, paper boy, turtle boy has a now reoccurring propaganda theme going on that I have no idea that I think Karen Reed's not guilty. Or I mean, that I think Karen Reed's guilty or something. No fucking clue. But my disclaimer is to say, if you continue believing the paper boy, the errand boy, it's just peddled propaganda. So now I can continue on this lovely path to show a true, actual both sides of the case. Turtle Boy was only covering the case from one side. Lana, how do you know that? Well, because Turtle Boy only interviewed or talked to people that Karen Reed is quote unquote a friendly. Okay. So what also I mean by that is if you're covering a story or you're doing investigative work, you're going to have sources and you don't reveal those sources, right? And in this situation, he comes out and he tells us in that last episode that I just did that Colin Albert's dad, Chris, wrote him and that Jill Daniels wrote him. He could have been talking to all these people, getting the sides from everybody, right? Having all these sources, right? But no, that's not what he wanted to do. So right there, you should ask yourself, well, what was it from jump then? Now, this episode is going to cover, here's Turtle Boy. It's May 10th. I'm sorry, May 15th here. We just got off of like the May 3rd, May 10th. Now it's May 15th, and he's going to do his first reenactment over there at the house, 34 Fairview. Then I'm going to go right into the very next episode that he does, 583 episode on May 20th, 2023. He decides that he's going to tell everybody about his conversation that he has with Paul O'Keefe. And I just want to put this in perspective, guys. Within a month of covering the case, on May 20th, 2023, he does an episode and literally shows him and Paul O'Keefe's conversation. Paul O'Keefe would be considered a source, okay? So I'm just tired of hearing this, I don't out my sources, I don't blah, blah, blah. What? Wow.
They went across the street to a bar called The Waterfall. Our meetful May began. They got there. He got there first, and then she met them there. I want to say 10 o'clock.
Wrong. I want to say 10 o'clock. No, she got there at 9, right? We all know that.
They had a couple drinks there. They went across the street to a bar called The Waterfall. They had a drink or two there, or 7, as the prosecution would say.
They had a shit ton of drinks. How does he not know this? He does know this. He's lying right here. This is a lie. And you have to ask yourself, why are you lying? Why aren't you just stating the facts of the facts of the facts? You're telling me you don't know how many drinks Karen Reed had? They have the receipts. They have all that. She didn't tell you this?
And from there, they went to 34 Fairview Road.
He's acting like he does not talk to any of the defense team. Meanwhile, he is here, not talking to Karen Reed. Meanwhile, that's his source and only source. He refuses to talk to anybody else.
So we parked in Stoughton just because we don't want any shenanigans, just in case the Canton Police Department. No offense to them. I just don't really trust them.
He can't ever go. No offense to the Canton Police Department. What are you talking about? You just covered this case for the past. It's May 15th here. Your story should be that the Canton Police Department was in on a huge ass cover up, corrupt cops, and he's over here. I gotta still suck off my cops.
Now, maybe we can rebuild that trust down the way somehow. But I'm guessing that I'm probably not that well liked in this town right now, and that's fine. That's to be understood. It's also I'm not driving. because I feel like they'd look for anything to jam me up if they could.
Or because you probably didn't have your license according to the new messages that are coming out. I have no idea. But he does have his driver with him. We all know who that is now.
So I parked my car in Stoughton, and we are now taking a right, and I believe this road will take us directly into Canton. So next stop, Canton. There we go. I've been told by people that, oh, geez, there we go. You really need to see the lawn. Like, you need to see it to understand how small it is, that it looks bigger in pictures, and that when you actually see 34 Fairview Road, it's not nearly as big as it seems. And basically that there's no way that Jennifer McCabe could have missed John O Keefe's body on that road. So I'm also, I'm streaming right now on YouTube.
That also holds both ways, that John would have been inside that house like a couple stops. You know what I mean? Like, you're running in there. Take you 3 seconds.
And right now it's an unlisted stream, but if you're watching this later on, it's probably because I made it public. So you'll also notice I'm looking down here this way because we're working on a documentary. I'm not driving right now.
There it is. We're working on a documentary. We're working on a documentary. We were. You guys know what that word means? Were. Not I. We were working on a documentary. Who's we? Oh, Lana. This is May 15th. May 15th.
Documentarian, working behind the scenes, and I think it's good because I think this story is going to be historic at the end of the day. I think that eventually Karen Reed is going to be exonerated in this, and that the people who did this to John O Keefe will be held responsible. So we're working on a major crime story here, and I want it all documented, done the right way. So again, this is how you do investigative journalism, folks. This is the kind of stuff that the Boston Globe does not do, that WCVB certainly does not do. Media outlets like that, they'll regurgitate court documents when they're made, the highlights of them. They will intentionally keep names out of it, like Jennifer McCabe and Brian Albert and Colin Albert. You'll never hear those names mentioned in any of their reports, and they certainly won't do what we're doing right now, and that is recreating that fateful drive so you can understand exactly what happened. Oh, stray kids. Oh, they have a little ghetto in Canton. Isn't that nice? A little ghetto. All right. I think we found out where Chris Albert might be living now. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. All right, here we are on Washington Street, the infamous Washington Street. This is the main thoroughway in town. Let me flip this around.
Okay, just in the previous episode, he said he's so familiar with this because he's just done all these things. He's just so familiar. Okay, now watch this. This is going to give you the biggest laugh.
And there's the Christmas lights all still up. Isn't that beautiful? And we are about to be at CF McCarthy's.
That was all it was about from the beginning, was dollar sign.
Something in there. Look, it took a good time. Like, who the fuck are those weirdos? Okay, now, where the fuck is the waterfall bar? Is that up here? Let's find out, actually. And the waterfall should be right there. There's the waterfall. Okay, so it's a little secluded. Dark, not even open. Yeah, a little different. Okay. All right, so they go there, and now it is 9 o'clock on the dot. So that's an easy time to remember. And we are going to recreate her drive home.
He edited stuff out, the one I'm doing here, because he's like, we got lost. We went the wrong way over down by Waterfall Bar. He didn't know where he was.
Or to drive to 34 Fairview. So let's see. I'm noticing a lot of places here, a corner store there, a train station. A lot of these places would have cameras, not just the Canton Public Library, which is right there. There's the Canton Library. This is kind of like your center of town, if you will. And Karen should have taken a left onto this street. It's called Sherman Street. That would be the most direct way. That way is to Meadows Ave. Right is Meadows Ave. Would be about a mile or so down that way. And so, yeah, we're off.
So he's saying Karen should have taken a left there. You guys all know where we're at right now.
Here we go. Okay. So we're at 9:01 now. It's in 1 minute. Remember that time. So they left at 12:11. And I believe the prosecution said they didn't get to like 12:24. So that'll be like a 13-minute drive. I don't know if it's going to take that long. We'll find out. And the waterfall should be right there. There's the waterfall. Okay, so it's a little secluded. Dark, not even open. Yeah, a little different. Okay. All right, so they go there, and now it is 9 o'clock on the dot.
He messed up with his editing.
Time to remember, and we are going to recreate her drive home, or to drive to 34 Fairview. So let's see. I'm noticing a lot of places here, a corner store there, a train station. A lot of these places would have cameras, not just the Canton Public Library, which is right there. There's the Canton Library. This is kind of like your center of town, if you will. And Karen should have taken a left onto this street. It's called Sherman Street. That would be, find out. Like 12:24. So that'd be like a 13-minute drive. I don't know if it's gonna take that long. We'll find out.
Right there in my mind. I'd be like, how in the world did it, even if you get lost, it's not gonna take that long. Even if you get lost, it's not gonna take that long.
Okay, so the temple should be up here on the right. Yes, there it is. Okay, so we're going by the temple right now. The temple was listed by the prosecution. They said that they have video from there showing her drive by at a certain time. Okay, and then she would come down here and she would take a left onto Dedham Street at the next light. The next left should be the next left. So not like probably about a quarter mile down the road. So there's Canton High School. No, John F. Kennedy Elementary School. And then up here on the left should be Cedar Crest. We didn't go down this way before, right? We just kept going straight. That's right. Okay. Okie dokie. So now
they kept going straight. You guys just hear that? We didn't go this way last time. We just kept going straight. Oh, but you guys should have kept on going straight because guess why? Because the way that Karen went.
We didn't go down this way before, right? We just kept going straight. That's right. Okay. Okie dokie. So now we're cooking. Okay. So
this is Cedar Crest, but Karen and John start their navigation a little bit further.
Yeah, this is okay. There's like 4 stop signs on the street. They drove down.
You're going to consider them being in the car together.
And very suburban here. So Karen's coming down here saying, "Oh my God, John, why do we have to do this? It's like 12:30. You have to be up in the morning. Your kids need breakfast. And what are we doing? We're in our 40s. Why are we going to an after party? Who's going to be there? Whose birthday party is it? Who the fuck is Brian Albert Jr.? Why are we hanging out with 25-year-olds?"
Oakdale. This is not how Karen went. How does he not know that? And he has Karen as his source. Fuck out of here. This is not right.
That's weird. Okay, honey, I want to fit in, my kids are from.
That's Oakdale right there. Remember they go down Dedham and actually make a left onto, we all know this. We've all watched the trials twice now. This is what happened.
Their kids, and these are kind of important people in town to get to know. And
the Waze app that he has no idea that he thinks it's like an acronym for something that's like fucking celebrate thingy. Yeah.
And just give me a break, will ya? Okay, John, but only because I love you.
The real story is that Karen is hangry. She's hungry. She wants to eat. I want to go to D&E Pizza because I'm hungry. I haven't ate anything all night. I have not ate. Like, I'm hungry. Where's that in any of this? Because that's the truth.
And I'd do anything for you. Okay, cool. I love you too. All right, so now we are coming down here. Okay, so yeah, as you can see here, it's a nice area. It's a nice little neighborhood. Probably trick-or-treating is real nice around here. But everything looks the same, especially in the dark with all these goddamn stops.
Everything looks the same, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Everything looks the same.
Signs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, straight. Okay, so what we're going to do, she should have gone left up here on Fairview, but we're not going to do that. She missed the turn, so we need to recreate this. So she's going to come down here. What street is it? I don't know, Fairview something? Where's that? I don't know. Okay, is that it? No, just keep going. No, wait. Hold on. I don't know. Keep going. I think we missed it. Okay, well, maybe you should just turn around up here or something. Okay, why don't you just do it? Just do a U-turn up here and we'll turn around, okay? Not a 3-point turn, though. Those are dangerous. All right. Yeah.
Way too far. It goes to the first driveway and then they turn around. Not all the way down here.
Let's do a little turn around.
That's not how they do it either.
And it is now 9:06, so we've been 6 minutes. We'll probably be there at 9:07, which means 7 minutes. They left the waterfall at 12:11, so that would bring us to about 12:18, which is the exact time that she texted him, with the exact direction. So we're gonna go right here. So this is right here. So I'll stop right here. So that
12:18. Lana, you're right. Where's all this extra time? Because none of this happened like this, and he's a fucking idiot. For you to be like, even if you make a loop around like how they claim that happened, no, there's all this time. John got out over there. Sorry.
Is where Ryan Nagel pulled up and things got awkward. He yielded to her and allowed her.
This does not even make any sense. He yielded to her. She has the fucking right of way. That doesn't even make any sense. Like, hello. He's not going to fucking flash some lights onto her. Go ahead and turn. She has the fucking right of way. Do you understand how fucking... Let's see if he even catches that.
So that is where Ryan Nagel pulled up and things got awkward. He yielded to her and allowed her to go right here. So Ryan Nagel...
He allowed her to go right here. He's supposed to be at that intersection on the other side. He allowed her to go right. Excuse me?
Is behind them. So now we can proceed. And so she's coming up here and she's like, oh.
And yeah, that just seems so fucking normal.
Where is the house, John? They all look the same. And indeed they do.
Oh, wait. Yep, they all do, don't they?
And then this is, okay, so slow down. So this is the driveway of 34 Fairview. And she's going to pull up all the way to the end. And it's really not that fucking far. Like, look how close the front door is. That's like 20 feet. Okay, I don't want to trespass or anything.
He keeps on saying the same thing, which is all these houses look the same. All these houses look the same. Exactly. Karen Reed would have no idea where the fuck she dropped him off at. Here he has no idea where the fuck she was. Look at all he cares about.
I don't want to trespass or anything.
From a passing car, we hear someone yell, "Turtle Boy." Get the fuck out of here. It was the Turtle Boy show. Karen Reed, she knows this. And she's like writing to people. It's always been about fucking Aidan Kearney. It's always been about him. The car pulls over and the driver asks to speak off camera. Turtle Boy.
Right here. Flat ball right there. You're gonna have to get across the line.
So instead of him sitting in the car and realizing we have a really big problem here because Karen and them didn't get here until like, I don't know, 12, whatever time they're trying to say, right? So what the hell is going on? Okay. Then they don't have this consideration of like, where are all these cars parking? What cars are in the driveway? What cars are supposed to be there? Remind yourselves, this is, he has the video of the cruisers pulling up with like the dash cams on, and that there's only 2 vehicles in the driveway and there should be 3. And the third one that's missing is Nicole's Cadillac, not the Edge.
And you can see why Ryan Nagel wouldn't even notice that, right? Because Ryan Nagel would have been right over there by the driveway. It's snowing out. He's going to fucking run to that door right there. He's going to run to that door. It's cold out. Get inside, and you can see the lights.
Even though we're missing 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Which is, they're going to add, well, Lana, they didn't really leave at 12:11. And I'm like, shouldn't he know that, though? What time do you have me leave? What time? How does he not know that? How does he not know that Karen Reed and them didn't leave at 12:11? How does he not know what time that she's on the Canton Library camera? Because he paid 0 attention to anything. No details. This man is not detail oriented. He is not an investigative journalist. He's not doing an investigation. He is simply regurgitating just the narrative and just push it and pedal it along. He's not asking questions.
Now Karen goes home. So
he's like, yeah, I did. I asked questions. No, because when he would ask questions, it's because he would see a news article out there with mainstream media. And it's like, how does so-and-so have this? And I don't even have this. And then demand stuff from Karen.
She's sitting here 10 and 2, allegedly.
Now, my version of this is not a single person testified that they saw Karen Reed there. They saw a female. Nobody ever testified and nobody ever said to a police officer that they saw Karen Reed. They testified that they saw a female with her hands at 10 and 2 in the driver's seat. Well, that could be Jennifer McCabe. That could be Allie. That could be Caitlin. I mean, so nobody ever testified that they saw Karen Reed.
So remember, the prosecution says she has a broken taillight because she just left him to die in the snow. Okay? She just left him to die in the snow. Now, Brian Nagel, you saw.
I cannot believe that he published this.
How close? He didn't see it. He saw her sitting there as he drove by, 10 and 2, with the interior light on, probably programming One Meadows Ave to her phone or waiting for John to text him back. So this is Sherman Street. This
right there.
He didn't see it. He saw her sitting there as he drove by, 10 and 2, with the interior light on, probably programming One Meadows Ave to her phone or waiting for John to text him back.
Probably programming. Remember, you just got done saying her hands are at 10 and 2, and she's looking down, probably programming, her phone back to go to One Meadows Ave. None of that happened.
So this is Sherman Street. This takes us towards the center of town, to the library, at the intersection of Washington and whatever. Now look at this. This is an MBTA station we're coming up on here. You're telling me none of these places have cameras? That only the library had a fucking camera? Any of these places could have picked up her taillight camera. Any of them. Like, you tell me there's no camera in there? Give me a break. Of course there's a camera in there. There's cameras everywhere. Like, they were driving, guys, through the freaking middle of nowhere. This is the center of.
Maybe you guys should have asked yourselves, maybe they weren't hiding the taillight. Maybe they were actually hiding her path of travel and where she was truly coming from. Have you ever thought of that? Because I know I did immediately. I know I did as to why Trooper Proctor was out there the day of, over there fucking around and trying to get, I read a report and I said, why is Trooper Proctor so interested on all of the cameras on Dedham Street? Why would he be wanting to see anything over there with Dedham Street and want to know who had ring cameras over there on Dedham Street? Especially anything that would be after Cedar Crest. It's fucking horrible. Horrible. But this was a narrative.
Her right tail light, the side that I'm on right now, that would have picked it up, okay? And then she would have kept going this way to One Meadows.
The story needed to be that we all saw that SUV arrive at that house. We need that. We need that. That's what he couldn't put together. 1 + 1 is, oh my God, everybody's the same story, is just that SUV was there and that everybody, yep, they came here. We have to have everybody believing that she came here. If she never went to actually that residence, everything goes up in fucking flames. So I have no idea why the blowback is happening when I want to simply say, did Karen Reed never actually go to 34 Fairview? And she actually went and dropped him off somewhere else, which makes all the more sense in the world to me when she's going to be talking about, it was dead. It looked like there was nobody out doing anything. You would have never thought that when you pulled up to 34 Fairview, when it's a parking lot, when it's people that are, then you have the Jeep that's parked there. You have Ryan Nagel that's basically supposedly, tailgating you in. Okay. No, none of that. Everybody, the house lights would have been all on. It's a big party. Karen Reed said this place looked like it was dead. Like that nobody was there. Yeah. It's because you weren't, I don't believe, at 34 Fairview.
There's Canterbury, he'll be the next right. So this is Meadows Ave.
And never once in any of his recreations, and never once in anything that he's ever told anybody, does he ever say how John punched in the address through the Waze application. How come that never would come out? How come it never would come out that he doesn't even know what Waze is? And why wouldn't he be telling his viewership that John used the Waze app? Think about it, guys. Why wouldn't anybody be talking about that? And then when you actually look at it and you're like, well, we look at the health data and it's like, he wants to tell everybody that John was getting kicked and tossed downstairs. And that's why he's registering stairs. So first of all, that's not how that works. You have to actually go up a flight of stairs for it to register on your Apple. But more importantly, where the steps and the times that it's happening, that's when the vehicle is over there in Oakdale, on Oakdale Road. where Lank lives, where another police officer lives that has the canine dog. Oh, well, Lana, there's another dog. Yeah, there is. It's the canine officer. You guys are so fucking obsessed about a fucking dog. The canine officer lives right two houses down from Lank. I call it hog heaven over there. A bunch of cops. That's what Oakdale is. That's where Cedar Crest and Oakdale meet. Oakdale. And so here he doesn't even know the right path of travel that Karen Reed took. And Karen Reed is his motherfucking source.
Okay.
He didn't ask any questions.
I want you to see how small this driveway is.
When something didn't make sense in terms of like, how do you know that Colin's in the house? I don't give a fuck if Colin was there or wasn't there. Your theory blows. There was no reason to have a fight. What would be the reason? But there would be maybe a fight due to what Higgins and that interaction, but they wanted to, we can't talk about that. We can't talk about the truth. We can't talk about the truth. I have a problem with that. But he didn't, because he was bought and paid for.
Can you go back slowly? Okay.
This was never the Justice for John O Keefe train. This was the Karen Reed narrative. And I'm fine with understanding that everybody, you know, she's fighting for her life and they framed her. I get that. But Turtle Boy and saying you cannot claim to be a independent journalist and do this shit. Sorry. It's an oxymoron.
So just keep going. Don't go too slow. Right, just keep going. That's just fucking where she went. She's gonna sit there, and that up right here. Now, okay, so we'll stop up here. We can turn around up here. Okay, so now we're on Meadows Avenue. And she's sitting there waiting for him, and he's not coming. Okay, he's not there. So she's gonna sit there, and that up right here, up ahead of us, okay, right there is that's the Albert house. Okay, so I want to see kind of like how did they cut across the lawn?
What the fuck is he talking about?
Is she's gonna sit there, and that up right here, up ahead of us, okay, right there is that's the Albert house. Okay, so I want to see kind of like how did they cut across the lawn, right? Because he said that he used to like cut across his lawn a lot. So I want to see that. I also want to get that fucking kid on film. Definitely don't want to bring him into this. Okay, so I need to find Jennifer McCabe's address real quick. I got it in here because that's where she went. Okay, 12 Country Lane. That's where she lives. Okay, she lives 6 minutes from here. We need to recreate where she went. So, okay, I know what we're gonna do. All right, so we're gonna go by their house, but I want to show you how.
He's a moron. How are you saying she didn't go to Jennifer McCabe's right away? She woke up, makes these phone calls, which we all should put them in actual order because it matters. She called other people before she called Jennifer and fucking Carrie, and it matters. Then she goes after she talks to Jennifer McCabe because it would matter, which is, why did Karen go to Waterfall Bar? And you would use this to your advantage, Karen. You would be saying, because Jennifer McCabe told me that we never came there. You guys never showed up. That's the person who changed the story. So then when we got to the 34 Fairview, then it was, oh, well, they came, but then they just left. But did they say any of that in front of, how do we ever go to 34 Fairview? How did that ever happen? I don't know. But I'm saying that I would have never drove to the Waterfall Bar. And how can he possibly not know that right now? Like, if you want me to cover your story, I ask for every detail of everything because that's how I roll. And I would have asked things like, okay, for example, what do you mean Kaylee? Why would John text Kaylee if he knew that Kaylee didn't have his phone or her phone after a certain time and she had to put it in his room? Are you like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, you're right, Lana. No, it was a weekday. It was a weekend night. She would have had her phone all the way until we got home. Okay, so she wasn't. And the reason that she's this whole, and I hate to bring the kids into it, but I would be doing it on the down low of, are you sure that why would John ever text her to say, hey, are you, because we know at 11:44, that's when the niece's friend gets picked up. So she absolutely had her phone from 11 to 11:44, and she absolutely wasn't asleep.
Colin Albert would have like cut through John's lawn. And I want to show you too how tight it is. So remember in the video, Karen Reed backs up into his car. This driveway is small as shit. And it was snowing and stuff, and she doesn't even realize she hit it, and that's how she broke her taillight. So let's set the scene here. So Karen Reed has come back home at this point. She's comfortably at home. She dozes off for a little bit, and then she wakes up at whatever 4:30, and John's not there still.
She's comfortably home for a little bit. You're not going to mention the fact that she was blowing up his phone and making all of these calls and leaving all these voicemails. Karen Reed didn't tell you that at that point. Yeah, we knew that because we know where it's at with what was being alleged in documents.
And now she's freaking out. So she wakes up the niece.
I mean, now she's freaking out. She was freaking out the moment that she left. Because she didn't know where he was. That's the point. And if you stick to that, it actually makes sense. John, nobody knows where you're at. Well, what do you mean when she says the words, nobody knows where you're at? That would mean more than one person. And I believe that would be Kaylee. And Kaylee saying that she was sleeping. I don't know if that's true. That doesn't seem true to me. But nobody knows where you're at. I don't know. Why are there ring clips missing? Did somebody come over there? Did Higgins come over there? All I can tell you is Karen didn't know where John was. Not only did that she left the place, she didn't know where he was. She had no idea where to go to if she wanted to go and fucking get in his face and say, fuck you, motherfucker. She did not know where he was. And it's either, hey, yeah, I had too much to drink. But it doesn't mean I fucking hit anybody. You know, she got charged with a DUI, right?
And the niece is like, I need Jen McCabe's number. Call Jen McCabe. So she calls Jen McCabe, So she wakes up the niece. And the niece is like, I need Jen McCabe's number. Call Jen McCabe. So she calls Jen.
The niece wasn't like, I need Jen McCabe's number. The fuck are you talking about?
McCabe. And Jen McCabe is awake for some fucking reason at 4:53 in the morning. And because she's not gone to bed yet. So.
She did go to bed. It's not true. She did go to bed.
Let me think. Do we need to do anything else? So yeah, so then she's going to get in her car and she backs out. And
So then we're just going to skip all that. It's a very important conversation. Very important conversation. What Jen McCabe and Karen Reed talked about at 4:53.
Going to head to Jen McCabe's house, but not before she takes a quick detour to see if McCarthy's again. Okay, so we're going to go.
Wrong. Not before she takes a detour to see if McCarthy's. She went to see if McCarthy's, huh?
Back that way.
Not waterfall bar.
Follow her steps. Before
you ask her why she did that.
Get to Jennifer's house where she meets up with her and Carrie Roberts. So here we go. Okay, you stop right here. So where would you have cut across the lawn? So he was a get off my lawn guy, but then, so maybe he went through the backyard to just get closer somewhere. I don't know. Might have been some backyard shit. Yeah. You can keep going.
He's the get off my lawn guy because Turtle Boy knows about these text messages. That means John's phone, if he already knows at this point, which is on May 15th, 2023, he knows about Chris Albert's text and he knows about the I'm the get off my lawn guy. Okay. Those aren't out there. Dude, you're just running with this shit about somebody's lawn.
So this is, as we're going to see here.
You already know that John and Julie must be cool because he's sending her links to they text. You know what I'm saying?
There's the fucking driveway. Notice how skinny it is, okay? It's a skinny ass driveway. And he was the Chevy Traverse. Is that still his fucking car? The Chevy Traverse? Okay, whatever. All right, I don't want to creep him out.
We all know this is not a skinny ass driveway. Okay? Look at that. Look at two cars and you can fucking put another car in there. Get out. We all know that, but she hit the car. We all saw that. She hit the car. That's what, cracked it.
She's like, oh my God, I'm going to go. Is he at the waterfall? Did he go back to the bar? I don't fucking know. Oh, okay. And she's freaking out, not thinking right.
And why aren't you asking yourself why she doesn't know this?
And she's going to go back down Sherman towards C.F. McCarthy's and the waterfall. Okay,
Mhm.
and we don't have to like take a left when we get there or whatever because, and she's going to take just a quick glance down there, do what we did, turn around, and then go back towards Jennifer McCabe's house at 12 Country Lane. So she would have gone left there, gone to the waterfall. He's not there. So now we're going to Jen McCabe's house. This is the way to Jen McCabe's house. We're back on Washington Street. This is the road that's going to bring us past Canton High School and past the temple. And we're going to go by 1473 Washington Street, across the street from the police station, which is where Tim Albert lived. Tim Albert. Now you can imagine how she was in a frame, like in her mind, according to the defense, in her mind, she has no idea where John is. She's freaking out. Is he dead? Is he alive? Where the fuck is he? And she's retracing her steps. To me, the fact that she went back to the waterfall, it kind of is good for her because it's just like, it shows she's fucking freaking out. She has no fucking clue where he is.
Right there. She has no fucking clue where he is. Ding, ding, ding. Because that would tell me that I told you something, right? Meaning to Jen McCabe, that our conversation, and then Jen McCabe would have had to tell me something to make me be like, wait, what? You understand?
Now, I feel like if she'd known that you killed him.
No, but how about why didn't she go, why aren't you asking yourself, why didn't she, if she's retracing her steps, hello people, ding, ding, ding. If you're retracing your steps and you knew where you went, you would be throwing in what? 34 Fairview. But what if you thought you went somewhere? What if your 34 Fairview isn't really the 34 Fairview? So she actually went by and passed, the different area over there by Dedham, over there by Oakdale, over there at the corner of Cedar Crest.
She would go right to Jen McCabe's house, if that makes sense. So now we're coming up here, and we should be coming up by the temple once again by the light, and we'll be passing Dedham Street where she took a left the first time. But we're gonna go straight now, and we're gonna go to Jen McCabe's house. And she lives just past the golf course. And we met a guy back there while we were filming who was just like, Turtle Boy.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. He was like, Turtle Boy.
Listen to that right there. You just gave me a freaking hint and a clue. Do you want to know why? Now this makes so much more sense. Why they actually went Dedham? What he just said right there?
While we were filming, who was just like, Turtle Boy.
That's crazy.
That was crazy.
He
was like, Turtle Boy. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, and she lives just past the golf course. And we met a guy back there while we were filming. Up here, she would go right to Jen McCabe's house, if that makes sense. So now we're coming up here, and we should be coming up by the temple once again by the light, and we'll be passing Dedham Street where she took a left the first time. But we're gonna go straight now, and we're gonna go to Jen McCabe's house. And she lives just past the golf course. And we met a guy back there while we were
perfect. Well, now it makes a little bit more sense to me why she didn't go Chapman right away. When they left out of there, if they were actually going to go to Jen McCabe's house, potentially, right, and not to 34 Fairview, and they decided to go to 34 Fairview, now that's interesting, and that could be the reason of the phone call. Like, where to? Remember I always said this? Where to? Why are you saying where to and not like what's his address? What's Brian's address? Where to?
filming, who was just like, Turtle Boy.
That's crazy.
That was crazy.
Good shot, Colin.
He was like, Turtle Boy. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what are the odds? And we had a conversation with him. He's a young guy. He's friends with one of the Albert cousins, one of the ones we haven't talked about, and because there's 6 Albert boys. And here we are at the fucking temple again. You guys can see it over there. And there were cameras there that picked her up. Alrighty. There's the Canton Police Department. There it is on the left. And right across the street is Tim Albert's house with the new pool in the back. Okay? Our old pool. All right. So now we're going to go to Jen McCabe's house. She goes right to Jen McCabe's house here. She meets up with them there around, I don't know, 5:30 she gets there, 5:15, somewhere in between then. And Carrie Roberts is waiting there with her because Carrie Roberts lives near Jen McCabe. And they all get in, I believe, Carrie's car together.
What the fuck? He doesn't know this?
Get in, I believe. believe, Kerry's car together. Okay, go left here.
What the fuck? You guys, first time watcher here. He has told people that when they get there, they get into Carrie's car from Jen's.
Jen McCabe, and they all is waiting there with her because Carrie Roberts lives near Jen McCabe, and they all.
No, why aren't you talking about the fact that Karen called Carrie? Karen called Carrie.
Get in, I believe they're around, I don't know, 5 Old Pool. All right, so now we're gonna go to Jen McCabe's house. She goes right to Jen McCabe's house here. She meets up with them there around, I don't know, 5:30 she gets there, 5:15, somewhere in between then. And Carrie Roberts is waiting there with her because Carrie Roberts lives near Jen McCabe, and they all get in, I believe, Carrie's car together. Okay, go left here.
Unbelievable.
So this is.
Yep. No wonder these people are all like, you have it all wrong. like, when do you correct yourself on this?
And then you're going to take the first left.
This is all wrong.
So this is Jen McCabe's hood.
Does she still live here?
Yep.
Okay.
This is why people don't know the
Her
case.
house will be down here on the left. 3 houses down. Okay.
This is why people were all confused.
The destination is on your left. 12 Country Lane.
Okay, that's her house.
Arrived.
What, that one? Yep, the one we just went by. So that's Jen McCabe. Yeah, so
Awesome.
the blue light. So we can turn around here. So she's going to meet up at Jen McCabe's house here, and we'll see what happens.
What are the blue lights doing?
I think they're doing the whole like Blue Lives Matter shit. Like, so her house is a lot of that shit.
Oh, okay.
Rural police stuff. She really has been pushing that hard since she was involved in the death of a police officer. So this is Jen's house. You can go by it slowly. Whole bunch of cars outside. Notice the blue lights out front. All right, we can keep going. Okay, so they're going to get in the car now. They're going to go to 34 Fairview Road. They are going to go to 34 Fairview Road. Oh my God.
That's not what they do at all. None of this is accurate. How does he not know this? And Karen Reed is his source.
I'm freaking out. Oh my God, it's John. Where's John?
So it's Jen, Karen,
Yeah. And Carrie.
Carrie.
I don't know, Karen. I don't know, Karen. Did you hit him? Could you hit him? I don't know. What's up with your taillight, Karen? Notice your taillight's a little messed up there. I don't fucking know. I don't remember anything. I had 4 fucking Mai Tais.
Right.
Yeah, go right. I just hope he's okay. Oh my God, what?
This was my life, you guys. This was my life for 3 weeks. And I get to meet with Alan Jackson. I get to have 20 phone conversations with them. And I'm meeting with them. And this is my life, you guys. I know everything about this case. And here I'm spreading the word. And it is all wrong. Karen is free. Turtle Boy should worry about his own freedom and should stop committing more crimes. Yeah. Lana, you underestimate TBS ignorance. I don't know what that is. I can just sit here and tell you that I'm covering his criminal case. And his criminal case had me go back to the beginning. Like, that's what you do. You start from the beginning. And I started from the beginning. And I cannot believe that this is the person that is literally pushing out the information. Okay? This truthful information. That's not true. This is false facts. This is crazy. Okay? But if you get this little shit wrong, okay, it matters. And Karen could have been helped in the beginning to say, oh, wow, wait, yeah. Like, Karen spent so much time trying to train and teach this boy the case, and he still fucks it up. And I don't want to hear a goddamn word that he had to go through some Natalie. I've got to go through Natalie. dude, you started talking to Alan Jackson and Yannetti on April 20th. This is May 15th. So the truth hurts, trolls. TV is a moron, and he did this to himself 1,000%. 1,000%. This is what he wanted to do. He was not in this for a story about, I'm going to cover the Karen Reed case or the John O Keefe case. I'm covering a one-sided, like, nobody was getting Karen Reed's narrative out there. Exactly. Karen Reed's narrative. But honestly, the truth would have just been enough. The truth would have been enough. The truth. He doesn't even fucking know the case. This isn't what happened. They didn't get in a car from Jen's and all get in Carrie's car from Jen's. And then drive together in Carrie's car from Jen's house. Remember? Karen's car. They leave it back over there. Remember the garage door wasn't working? That was a really big important part that didn't get talked about. That should have. The fact that taillight was, hey, we got to send that trooper car back over there to get into that driveway, use the dash cam. That's why Good left the dash cam running. And those idiots those guys get into that vehicle so that they can go over. He doesn't even know the dash cam is running for that wellness check. Oh, but Good did. That's how you get down to the nitty gritty about who the fuck set this up and how early it was set up. And that Proctor was just there because Proctor's a fucking moron and he's a corrupt piece of shit. Okay? But Proctor wasn't laying the fucking ground, laying the little pebbles. Sorry. He's just a piece of shit. Just like the rest of them.
So Karen, are you sure? Are you sure? Like, do you know, could you have hit him, Karen? Could you have hit him? Did I hit him? Oh my God, did I hit him? I really hope not. Oh my God. Oh my God. So he was spreading all of this bullshit that just was not true. Now, fast forward to the next. Like, I mean, I could sit here and we can still point out all the things that he got wrong. But this is important because this is what you guys believe is how the case. And then you guys say, Lana, we know that he got a lot of stuff wrong in the beginning. You guys didn't know that Karen Reed was his source and that he had all the material. So how is he getting this shit wrong? Because he did not do investigative journalism. Period. Now this is wild. The very next episode that he will do is
okay. Today's May 20th, right? I'm getting a bunch of turtle chats, but they're not freaking
May 20th.
On, so I'm not getting the mess.
May 20th. Bye-bye. May 20th. Look at May 20th, 2023. He is going to take a source who would be his source here is none other than Paul O'Keefe. People were trying to reach out to him, right, and say, like, dude, he has like all this shit wrong. Like, if you're going to cover a story, but people don't realize that this is not this type of a story. Okay.
Messages for them. I apologize. Let me check my spam. So a couple turtle chats before we get started here. Last year,
okay,
down from the page.
Here we go.
No, I messaged the page and because I'm like, that's weird that page is up. And I did notice that all of the pictures of Karen Reed have been taken down from the page. I remember looking last year into this and I remember seeing pictures of them together. They seemed like a happy couple, but they're all gone now, which means whoever's running the account is deleting evidence. Really. I mean, that's evidence that would show that they seem to be in a happy relationship. That's evidence that eliminates motive. Like if the motive is they're so unhappy together that she's just was so angry and she ran him over with a car going 5 miles an hour in reverse and then made it look like he got chewed up by wolves. Then deleting Facebook pictures of them and messages would seem to be you withholding evidence that could exonerate the defendant in this case. And so I want to know who was running the page. And, you know, I really didn't want to write about this because obviously Paul O'Keefe and the O'Keefe family are the victim's immediate family members. And that's a sensitive issue. I'm certainly not trying to turn them into the villains. I'm still not turning them into the villains, I feel like. But after having a long conversation with this man, it was so enlightening. I learned a lot from this conversation that I did not know before. And it really gave me some insight. And I thought it was newsworthy, quite frankly, because at no point in the conversation does he ever ask to keep any of this off the record. Like at no point does he ask for any of this to be kept off the record. And that's what, he knew who he was talking to. I messaged him on April 29th. I did not hear back from the account until May 4th talking to. I messaged him on April 29th.
Messaged him to April 29th. So how many days after you wrote about it? April 29th. Already talking to the lawyers.
I did not hear back from the account until May 14th, I want to say. And he knew exactly who I was. He watches every show. He reads.
May 14th. May 14th. Okay. May 14th. He decided by May 20th, I am going to take a source. He says that he doesn't do this. My sauces.
Every blog. So he knows that, like, if you message me and you speak on the record about this stuff, which you're doing, if you don't say off the record, then all of this can come out. And I feel like he kind of wanted it to. I don't know what his goal was, but he said a lot. And so I had a long conversation with him, and I'm like, this is a really sensitive issue. And I realized that, and I wanted to treat it like that. And I feel like the way in which I wrote this blog, I feel like it was done in a respectful manner. I really do. So let's just go over it. And if you disagree, that's fine, but I'm going to show you why you're wrong. So I said, I go, I'm just wondering, because you care what we think. And I'm like, who is we? I go, figure it out like you have everything else. I'm like, are you protect? I go, I'm just wondering.
Who is running this page? He writes, why do you care? I'm just wondering. Because you care what we think. Question mark. Who is we? Figure it out like you have with everything else.
Because you care what we think. And I'm like, who is we? I go, figure it out like you have everything else. I'm like, are you protecting the people who killed him? How am I doing that? Am I in on the cover up too? It's like, no, but in my opinion, anyone who is sitting on that side of the courtroom is supporting a fake investigation against somebody who is clearly not the person who killed John O Keefe. And every minute invested in that is time that could be spent investigating who actually did.
If I had Paul O'Keefe's ear, I would say, tell me how I tell me what I'm missing. I want to hear from you guys too, right? If I'm being like unbiased, hey, well, give me, tell me what's up. What am I missing? Whatever.
This. So
yeah, I want to hear your guys' side of the story too. That is not how this ever was. Ever. Never, ever. And so here I was just shocked because I had no idea that this all happened this early. On May 20th, 2023, hey, I'm just going to put out Paul O'Keefe's messages with me because it's newsworthy.
Literally just a waste of time. And if you actually cared about justice for John.
Wait, what's newsworthy? Who's running a Facebook page? Who's running John O'Keefe's Facebook page?
John O'Keefe. Forget Karen Reed all aside. Like, forget what the damage that you're doing to her and her family. But just for John's sake, you're wasting his time. You're wasting everyone's time with this nonsense. And there's too much information out there that's publicly available right now for you to say, I don't know. Like, if you are the kind of person that's coming to these court cases, it's because you're allegedly invested in this, right? So you can't, if you're not reading the filings, if you're not looking at the evidence, then you're not really invested. You don't really give a shit. Like, I'm sorry, you don't. You don't. You can't tell me, like, if I should not know more about this case than John O Keefe's family members? I shouldn't.
You are so fucking disturbed. He doesn't know more than them. I just showed you how he doesn't know shit. Who the fuck would even be saying this shit? He has no idea what the O'Keefes know or don't know. And you shouldn't know more than anybody else either. And if you do, let's talk about how you do.
And I if that hurts your feelings, and if you think that's insensitive, I just want to be.
That's always his go-to, that it hurts your feelings. No, I want to have a conversation. Don't deflect.
Very clear right now, just in case there's any confusion. I apologize for nothing, for absolutely nothing.
And I apologize for nothing, for showing Turtle Boy's criminal case for exactly what it is, a criminal case. This is not fucking freedom of speech that he's, hey guys, this is freedom of speech and they're totally trying to take our freedom. No, I'll show you cases where that's happening, where journalists are going fucking overseas and getting murdered. You fucking piece of shit.
Your feelings
don't even start with me in the First Amendment. You were sick to go out here and fucking say that.
Are meaningless. I don't give a shit if you're hurt by that. I don't care if you're offended by that. You must be new here. If you think that I'm the kind of person who is remotely moved by I'm offended, I'm not. I'm the other guy. I'm the other guy who cares about facts, who cares about evidence, who cares about reality.
No, you don't. Because you don't even know it.
I'm not here to coddle your feelings.
No, you are here to coddle somebody else's feelings.
And that goes for Paul O'Keefe too. I'm sorry. Paul O'Keefe is a grown-ass man in his 40s who suffered a horrible tragedy 16 months ago. 16 months ago. A lot of people suffer tragedies. And eventually, you have to snap out of it, and you have to do what's best for your family. And you're not doing that. And I'm not going to coddle you over that. A lot of people in the comments are coddling him.
Yeah. All the Turtle Riders are coddling Turtle Boy because he's going to prison for 20 fucking plus years. 16 felonies. And people think that these aren't some serious fucking felonies. Oh, they're very serious. A Boston cop was murdered. Okay. And this man interfered with John getting justice according to the color of the law. Those are the facts.
Oh, you should let him be. You should let him be. It's, he lost a loved one. Yep, he did. Yep, a lot of people have lost loved ones. A lot. He's not the first person in the world to suffer tragedy. A lot of people have. That does not give anyone the excuse to participate in this charade, this ridiculous attempted lynching, and that's what it is. It's an attempted lynching of Karen Reed. So enough of this.
So why are you attacking the family? And instead, why aren't you showing the circus of an investigation? It's a simple question. Why wouldn't you say, hey, I want to help bring justice? Like, hey, this is how I see it. But you can't even, you couldn't even write that in a sentence because that's not the truth.
Enough of your whining cunts. Your words mean nothing to me. I laugh at you.
Who is he talking to?
You look like a freaking idiot, and you're gonna look dumber as this comes along. Okay?
You're going to prison. You're the only one that looks dumb.
So here we go. So anyway, back to the conversation.
Paul O'Keefe is getting the last laugh here.
I said, I don't know who you are, because when he says, how am I doing that? Am I in on this cover up too? And we're going to see a lot of that theme, like mocking the idea that there's a cover up too. And we're going to see a lot of that.
Screenshot got
because when he says, how am I doing that? Am I in on this cover up too?
Then see that screenshot? That's a screenshot within.
And we're going to see a lot of that theme, like mocking.
Isn't that how he did it?
Mocking the idea that there's a cover up. I go, I don't know who you are or why you're running a dead man's Facebook page, but if you're supporting the prosecution of Karen Reed, you are clearly protecting John's killers. Fact, not opinion. Jen McCabe and Matt McCabe are sitting in court.
Why are you messaging a dead man's Facebook page then? To see who's running it. You will see the real truth soon. I've already seen the truth, he says.
And he says, why are you messaging a dead man's Facebook page? To see who's running it. You will see the real truth soon. I've already seen the truth, son.
Now, I've also seen this man fake fucking screenshots.
I know what the truth is, and that's all I care about. Do you? Let's find out. I go, and what do you think the truth is? I go, well, this is obviously Paul then. I figured it out. I saw you leaving with Carrie Roberts. And then he goes, you're an investigator. Look into her. Her is Karen Reed. Okay. And I am going to look into this. You're an investigator. Look into her. Why is the ring footage deleted from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. at his house? So Karen Reed left, got back to his house around, I think they say 12:40, 12:35, 12:40. And there's ring camera footage there. That footage is gone. Along with a lot of other shit, it's gone. And like the Kent Library shit, it's gone. The footage afterwards is there, and the footage before is there. They got her backing out, but they don't have her coming in. Because if they had her coming in, you would almost 1000% see that the taillight would be intact which means that she did not just strike John O'Keefe with her car. So that's gone. I do have here, if he wants to bring it up, we're going to talk about it. He told me to look into it. And Paul, you told me to look into something. I'm a man of my word. That is exactly what I'm going to do. So give me one moment to message this to myself. Give me one sec. Call Paul. No, I'm not calling Paul. Stop it. That's what I'm not going to do. I'm being respectful. So you need a 6-digit code? Give me one sec. Deb's trying to get in the background, so I just got to take care of this. Freaking copy. I'm going to have to screenshot this whole freaking thing. Copy. Give me 1 minute, guys. I just got to. From. And Paul O'Keefe could do this too. He could just go on mass courts or just call up the courthouse and ask for these documents and get all of them. So again, what Paul O'Keefe told me, and so let's go find out. Let's go answer your question because he needs to know about this. All right. So this is a motion for production of search warrant and missing ring video recordings from One Meadows Avenue in Canton, Massachusetts. A motion by Karen Reed. Your question for you. How about this? Why were they in such a hurry to get her car out of Canton that morning? Well, Paul, here's a thought. Here's a thought that I guess hasn't crossed your mind yet. At that point, when she was back at their house at whatever, 7:30, 8 o'clock, whatever, her boyfriend's dead. It's a horrible, traumatic situation that they're all in. And not everyone knows what happened. And I believe this is around the time when Paul O'Keefe, it was unknown truth. And I don't, regardless of politics, right? And if you were involved in covering up a murder, I don't care who you voted for. We're not on the same team. Let's talk about the evidence here, Paul. Did you see your brother's arm? How the fuck are they going to stick around of killing John? That's awkward as fuck. Going to get snowed in with you. You guys are accusing her of killing John. That's awkward as fuck, right? So why the fuck are they going to stick around with you? And I go, so let's talk about the evidence here, Paul. Did you see your brother's arm? You think that was caused by someone driving 5 miles an hour in reverse?
The Emmy was from another part of the state, completely impartial, and said that those were no puncture marks or any indication of an altercation. But she's on it. She's in on it too.
He goes, the medical examiner was from another part of the state, as if that matters. On this too. No, Paul, she's not in on it. I don't think the medical, that's absurd. That's ridiculous. And this is what Lally has been trying to do, is paint people like me. If you were to ask the general public, just anyone, conspiracy theorists, and guess what? You were right the whole time. So no, I don't just believe experts, medical experts, especially when they work for the government. No, I don't. Sorry. So no, I don't believe that the medical examiner was paid off. I just believe that she was given an outcome to begin with, and then she worked backwards from there. Like she didn't even consider it. If you want to be impartial.
Why did Jen McCabe Google how long to die in the cold at 2:27? She didn't, and you will see on May 25th. She has been a great friend to the family for many years. Carrie Roberts has been a great friend for longer.
You give her the dead body from being chewed up by it. You're using common sense. It's absurd about her kids' basketball team at that time. Now in reverse, or do you think it came from being chewed up by a dog? 99% would say the dog. That doesn't make you a conspiracy theorist. That makes you rational. That makes you, you're using a watch, Paul. It is forcing them to hand over animal control records to the defense team. That picture is, something's up there. That something doesn't smell right. So let's move on to the Google search. Why did Jen McCabe Google, and you will see on May 25th? Will I? What do you mean I'll see on May 25th? What am I going to see? Because on May 25th, Rick Green is the expert who determined that she Googled this. He's going to be the one to testify. And I've done my background research on Rick Green. He's very expensive.
All I care is about
Karen Reed. They love to do that. I got accused of the same thing by some Rizzitano skank. Leanne Rizzitano, you skank. You disgusting pile of shit. I've never seen a family more infested with trash than Rizzitanos. Just the trashiest. Not all of them. A couple of them are in box calling their cousins trash. I like to point that out too. Just trash. And they're telling, oh, you having sex with her? Is Tom Beatty having sex with her? That's when you know you got nothing. That's when you know you got nothing. Is when you talk about, when you have to resort to that sort of gutter, whatever, tabloidism. Because you got nothing. The facts aren't helping you out, so you start throwing shit around. So Tom.
Does he see how any of this is landing? What the fuck is he doing right now? This is all he's doing right now. It's all he's been doing. He just talks out of both sides of his fucking mouth, man.
Beatty is the person that Jen McCabe called at 5:30 and then like 5:45 and I think 5:50, 3 times. And a lot of people are like, why was she calling him? Well, Tom has a daughter, and the daughter is Colin Albert's age. So they probably run the same social circles. It's Canton. They both played sports. They both probably party, etc. And I think that Jen McCabe, and we know that Colin Albert had spoken to, or attempted to speak to, his daughter, Tom Beatty's daughter, earlier in the night. Jen McCabe was doing what she always did, tying up loose ends. She also deleted the calls to Tom Beatty, by the way, because she doesn't want to be found. So Jen McCabe was calling Tom Beatty several times because she wants to find out, what does your daughter know? Like this woman, there's a reason she's at every court hearing. She is she's so invested in the cover up. And that's why she's got Reddington now. It's because she knows that they're watching her. She knows that she has to keep an eye on this, but she also has to protect herself now because people are onto her. And people know who she is. So anyway, let's get back to the conversation.
Yeah.
He starts talking about Kerry Roberts. Kerry Roberts has been a great friend for even longer. Kerry didn't even know Jen before that day, but she's in on it too. And he's really trying to do this whole thing by making it seem ridiculous. Like Kerry's, you're saying Kerry Roberts in on it too? No.
Wouldn't you ask a question about that? Oh, they didn't even know each other? Like, does he even like follow up with what the fuck somebody just said to him?
Of course not.
He says, no, Kerry is like you, naive and easily manipulated. No, obviously I think that's you who just jumps into a case, who has no idea what's going on. Yep, give it to me. Let me just start blogging this. For no money?
Roberts kind of like you, Paul. She's a moron. No offense. This is a moron. Like Kerry Roberts is a dog. Like she's a literal moron. And by the way, Kerry Roberts' husband isn't coming to anything. And Kerry Roberts' husband was also friends with John. He doesn't go to any of this shit. But Kerry does. Because Kerry is a moron. And so no, I don't think she's involved in any sort of cover. I mean, how could she? She wasn't in the house. But I just think she's like you. Hasn't put any thought into this. A simpleton. Whatever. And I go, John McCabe was a great family friend. But she's covering up. She doesn't even know. She was like a brother to John. She has no... Okay, I don't want to talk about Kerry Roberts because she's irrelevant. There's her dumpy little ass right there with Paul O'Keefe outside court.
He thinks Kerry Roberts is irrelevant. He did no work. No work.
So it goes on to say,
Kerry Roberts supposedly picked up John's phone, you fucking piece of shit. Kerry Roberts is so fucking relevant. This guy didn't know dick. This guy doesn't know his fucking balls from his dick. This guy's got fucking... He's so proud of the trailer trash pussy that he snags from his little blogs that he's like, yeah, I'm on top of the world. Hopefully you're on top, not the bottom in prison, buddy.
I go, it's much easier for Paul to accept that Karen Reed accidentally hit him with her car and let him die. The alternative was that he was lured, ambushed, and beaten to death, and it's probably horrific to think about. So he wanted me to focus on Karen Reed. He goes, it sure sounds like you are. She was there that morning. Karen called her. She didn't even know Jen. I go, well, I'm not. So that's just a deflection to even suggest that. Let's talk about the Google search. How can you defend the Google search?
He makes such a good point there. Karen called all these people. Okay. Karen called all these people. You don't understand. Karen made these phone calls. Okay. But if you would have played the whole tape forward and through, you would have seen how you could have actually helped. But you are so fucking stupid. And I love it. He knows. He knows. He knows he's going. He knows it's fucking pre-P time. That's why he was wearing orange the other day, guys.
Explain that one to me, Paul. Like, if you're this certain that she's not involved, you should have an answer for this right away. Why are they accusing Karen of banging her boyfriend's friend when it's Jen, a known swinger, fact, that called Tom multiple times that morning?
Known swinger.
People harassing him.
Listen to him. Fact, known swinger. Like, fucking, he says the word fact in there. Fact. Touch your toes, turtle boy. Get some stretches in. Drop down and get your eagle on, girl.
To this day, he does. So Tom Beatty is basically the one guy. Like, if you're not getting on board with Jen McCabe, remember the yearbook blog I wrote? That was an important blog because it showed who she is.
Stupid.
You know, she's the hot bitch, believe it or not. She was the most attractive in Canton class in 1994. Slim pickings that year.
That's all he talks about. Fucking want to make fun of people. Literally, Paul O'Keefe was a source of his, or should have been a source of his, right? But he didn't want any sources for the story. Now Sauce is here. Saucy. What? Fucking Stunad. You know what a Stunad is? This boy right here.
And she is the woman that, like, if you don't, and Tom Beaton way. I'd like to note that Paul didn't deny that he was naive and easily manipulated. No, he did not. He acted like he was insulted, like, poor me, you're being mean to me. Get over it. Matt McCabe is a public masturbator. Well, let's stick to things that we can prove. Let's not do that one. Okay. But what was...
You clicked on it. What? I mean, why are they accusing Karen of banging her boyfriend's friend when it's Jen? What? Why are they accusing Karen of banging her boyfriend's friend? Listen to this.
a major story, I break it. What do the trolls talk about? Oh, we got videos of you, Turtle Boy. Okay, congratulations. What does that have to do with anything?
Read
Nothing.
this.
It's just a way for you to deflect because you don't have any facts on your side.
Do you guys see that? He would not read that. And if he would have read that, it's gold. Why are they accusing Karen of banging her boyfriend's friend when it's Jen, a known swinger that called Tom multiple times? Dude, do you understand what that would have really meant back then? Read that. Read it all the way through. Yeah, about that.
Nothing. It's just a way for you to deflect because you don't have any facts on your side. Right. Exactly.
That's about Higgins. Dude.
Like that's exactly. It's like I have a hard.
I think Karen has better things to do than sleeping with people she barely knows or doesn't know. She's a little bit busy fighting for her life. What? What are you guys talking about?
Right. Exactly. Like that's exactly. It's like I have a hard time believing that. I do. Okay. Anyway, I go, you can't answer the question. I go, I get why you want to believe that Karen did this. It's a lot easier for everyone to swallow, no pun intended, than what clearly and actually happened. Okay, real quick. Let me just take a little break here.
So I can make
why don't
money.
we do a little where you repping? Let us know in the comments right now. Where are you watching the
what?
So back to the messages from Paul O'Keefe here. We agree to disagree then. I go, the fact that it doesn't cross your mind that it might not have been her is sad. I hope if I'm ever murdered that my family doesn't blindly take an obvious lie that only very stupid people would believe. Was that harsh? Sure. A little harsh, but it's true.
I think that was written like a fourth grader. How would that get? What are you trying to get out of Paul O'Keefe? Are you trying to get information? Or are you trying to get him hot? And so he fucking runs off at the mouth. And so you could have a nice little clip and say, look at what this man wrote me. This is so disturbing. And this is why nobody's covering the case. Because there's nothing to cover. Because he's guilty as fuck. He did everything by this. And he knew what he was doing when he was doing it. Because he's been in the hot water numerous times. But here's a way bigger scale. This is a murder case of a Boston police officer. And this is how you behave because you think you're untouchable because of what? I'm talking to Alan Jackson and David Yannetti. And you guys watching it play the tape the second time back here, you're like, but he went out there and told us that he was never talking to them. Why do you think he was doing that? And why do you think the lawyers acted like they never talked to him? They had to keep their distance from him. Why do you think?
It's absolutely true. And that's the part I'm having trouble understanding here is that if I was killed or if a family member of mine was killed, I would read everything. I would know every single aspect of the case, and so would everyone in my family would. He's
insane. He didn't read shit that he was given to Karen Reed. He's over here crying like, I'm out of material. I'm out of material. And if you don't want me to go be a little fucking girl and you want to keep me on a tighter leash, like, give me something because I'm going to start doing crazy shit. And that's exactly what he did. Because he was out of material. That he claimed that he was out of material.
Because how can you not? How can you not be obsessed with this if this happens to your family and know literally every detail? Because people on Karen's side seem to know every freaking detail of this.
God. Wow.
But people on the other side don't seem to know anything. They don't know anything, including the family. And I can understand the mother, I guess. She's older, and I'm sure this is, she's not built.
Dude, does he watch these? Does he like literally go back and watch these and say, oh my God, holy shit. Like I'm just so wrong about all this shit. But here my source is Karen Reed and I'm wrong. God damn. This is so fucking embarrassing that it's funny. I don't know about you guys, but it's getting hot in here. Dude, embarrassing as fuck. This is second level embarrassing for him.
But Paul, you're a young, spry man. Why aren't you knowing everything about this? You don't know anything about this, it seems. And like I said, at some point, you're one of a few things. Either you're lazy and you're just not looking into any of this. You're just don't give a shit, right? You're disillusioned, whatever the word is for that. Or you're just stupid. I mean, what else? There's no other conclusion a rational person can reach about that. So was that tough? Was that harsh? Sure. But look at his response to it. He goes, thank you for the insult. It's like, oh yeah, poor me. Poor me. Oh, you're insulting me. Well, good. Snap the fuck out of it. Snap out of it. Maybe you need that.
Snap the fuck out of it, Turtle Boy. Snap the fuck out of it. Every fucking day. Meredith. Woes me, motherfucker. Woes me. This, that, the other. My fucking lip, I cut it shaving. But shut the fuck up. Herp. The fuck out of here. Lion ass bitch. You're just nothing but a lion ass bitch, Turtle Boy. You're a fucking bully and you can't fucking take it. You dish it, but you can't take it. And you know what? You're going to prison. And all of this shit, if they don't use this as try to mitigate this shit. You ain't mitigating this. And your little lawyers, they know, and they're taking your money. And I love it. I want Mark Betterow to keep filing, baby. Keep filing, keep traveling. Yeah, mega motion. Woo! Woo! I'll be there March 20, whatever the fuck date it is. I'll be there. And I ask you how you're feeling afterwards. When that mega motion goes.
You're surrounded by people who are treating you like a baby. And I'm not that.
I don't know, though. I might want to go to Florida, though, instead. I'll leave it up in the air.
Guy. And you're willingly engaging
March Madness, guys. I love March Madness. You guys know it's heating up.
in a conversation with me. So I'm going to tell you the truth. And I go, I assure you, what the McCabe's and the DA's office are telling you is much more insulting. Good for you, Turtle Boy. That's a good line right there. Because like what they're doing to you right now by telling you that, oh yeah, this is believable. Yeah, the story that we're going with this is believable. They are insulting your intelligence. They're literally treating you like you're retarded, man. And I know you're not retarded, Paul. So stop being degraded by these people. I go, I feel bad for you. I don't need your pity, but thank you. I go, why didn't the Canton police find taillight fragments when they arrived at your brother's body? Does this look like a secure crime scene? Don't you think your brother deserves a thorough and full investigation? And that's one thing that would really piss me off if I was this guy. I would just say, aren't you mad that like your brother's life is...
Why didn't you keep it about the investigation?
Like, anyone else gets killed, they cordon off the crime scene, they investigate everything. None of that happened with you.
He says, I do, and I'm happy that the FBI is involved. His loss has been bad enough for all of us. I really don't appreciate you posting the autopsy photos like you did. That obviously came from the defense, and you are working with them directly. And this is why Karen Reed is going to lose portions of her civil suit. She's going to lose the emotional distress. She's lost that. Okay. Because it doesn't matter if this is inflicting, she's going to lose that.
Your brother. Not all avenues were looked into. And on top of that, it's quite obvious at this point that the lead investigator in this, Michael Proctor, has completely compromised this case and made it literally impossible for a jury to convict her. So if you truly believe in your heart of hearts that Karen Reed did this, which is absurd, then you, at the very least, you have to admit that Michael Proctor has screwed this up massively by not disclosing who he's family friends with, by not talking about, by intentionally misspelling words and lying. And you're not doing any of that. Fucking rip shit about it. Like, you fucking dumbass cop motherfucker, you screwed this up. I would hate Michael Proctor more than probably Karen Reed hates Michael Proctor. I would despise him. And he just doesn't care. Whatever. Like, he just doesn't give a fuck. And at some point, you have to say that out loud. Dude, how much do you care? How much do you care about your brother? How much do you care? Seriously. Because you are putting no effort into this whatsoever fucking ever. And I have to wonder, like, I'm like,
You're putting he has no idea what he's doing or what he's not doing. He has no idea what he's doing and what he's not doing. None. He just sits here and says, I'm glad that the FBI is involved.
I don't understand this. I don't come from a family like that where we just don't care about each other. But you clearly don't care.
What do you mean you don't come from a family that doesn't care? Did your family show up to all your fucking court hearings?
Yeah, the red Solo cups. I'm like, you're not offended by that? That's how the evidence was stored in a fucking red Solo cup? Jesus Christ, man. Then he goes, I go, don't you think your brother deserves a full investigation? He goes, I do. And I'm happy the FBI is involved. Well, that's interesting. Why do you think the FBI is involved, Paul? And that's like, oh, you say he's a simpleton. He is. Because if you can't figure out that the mere fact that the FBI is involved is because something is wrong with the way that the Norfolk County DA's office has handled this. They're not investigating Karen Reed. That would be the DA's office job. They're not there to investigate her. They're there to investigate the people investigating her. So if you're happy that they're involved, doesn't that mean, or shouldn't that mean, that you're happy that you believe that something nefarious is going on here? No, because that thought hasn't gone through his head yet. He hasn't thought about that. Oh, but you should let him grieve. Nah, fuck that. He's a grown man. Shut up. Shut up. Next person who says that, just shut the fuck up. Shut up. He's a grown man. He knows better. I'm not going to treat him. I'm not going to infantilize him the way you people are. Nope. I go, his loss has been bad enough for all of us. I really don't appreciate you posting the autopsy photos like you did. That obviously came from the defense, and you're working with them directly. Well, no, I'm not. First of all,
Right there. Well, no, I'm not. Yeah, you are. And yeah, you were. Why would you need to lie? Why would you lie? You're a journalist. Why are you lying about that? None of his family has been in court. Yeah. Can you imagine how fast? Yep. Where is his family? You guys, this happened within a month of covering the case for him. Within a month.
I've messaged, you've seen my emails to David Yannetti. He's very brief with me, as you've seen, doesn't really give me much to work with. And do you think these world-class attorneys are going to be like, compromising their own credibility like that? Of course not.
Woo! Lana, you bring gold, don't ya? Fuck yeah, I do. What was that again? Because that's exactly what those lawyers did. They compromised their whole entire fucking careers. And that's what I'm pissed off about.
And you're working with them directly. Well, no, I'm not. First of all, I've messaged, you've seen my emails to David Yannetti. He's very brief with me, as you've seen, doesn't really give me much to work with. And do you think these world-class attorneys are going to be like, compromising their own credibility like that? Of course not. Like, I'm not stupid. I try to get you. I've contacted them. They don't give me anything. So I work with, luckily, it's all in the court filings.
Look at that liar. Let's do it one more time at regular speed so you can get his tails down. He thinks he's going to pick a jury that's going to be able to be easily manipulated.
They're going to be like, he's very, I really don't appreciate you posting the autopsy photos.
You guys see how slow he's talking like this? I mean, how high is he like this? I'm just like, he's going to have that eye surgery because his lid keeps going like this. But I got to talk like this. But I have him on 1.75 because, no wonder his shows are 4 hours.
Like you did. That obviously came from the defense, and you're working with them directly. Well, no, I'm not. First of all, I've messaged, you've seen my emails to David Yannetti. He's very brief with me, as you've seen, doesn't really give me much to work with. And do you think these world-class attorneys are going to be like, compromising their own credibility like that? Of course not. Like, I'm not stupid. I try.
Oh, you're stupid as fuck. You're big time stoopy. You fucking recorded your crimes, motherfucker. You're dumb as fuck. You are the poster child for let's do the dumbest criminals.
I did get you. I've contacted them. They don't give me anything. So I work with, luckily, it's all in the court filings. Not that hard. And I talk to other people. I can get information without talking to them. So those autopsy photos, they've put those out.
Nope. Not the color digital ones. I know exactly where you got them from.
They're for the world to see. I can get them.
No, they're not.
Those. I got some. They've put those out. They're there for the world to see. I can get those. I got sauces. Yeah. This is how you treat your sources right here. We know how you treat your sources. You record them. Karen Reed's the source. Look at what the fuck you did to her. And so but enough with the autopsy photo shit.
Enough with the autopsy. First of all, those aren't autopsy photos. Those are the hospital photos. Okay. And yeah, they were digital color photos, and they weren't able to be gotten on how he's claiming. And Natalie, we know, did not give them to him. And so there's only, which I know how he did. And he knows that I know.
The autopsy photos tell the story, especially the arm. The world needs to see those. The second you see those things, you're like, oh, she didn't.
That's not the point. To the point where that's his proof that he knows that you're working with them. You fucking absolute moron.
Do that. And so why would you try to suppress that, Paul?
Suppress it.
Anyway, he goes on. I go, it was horrible what they did to him. They threw him out like trash. If the FBI comes back and indicts Proctor and McCabe, will your feelings change? That's my important question right there. But all he wants to talk about is, oh, boo-hoo.
No. What does he want to talk about? He wants to talk about how he knows that you're working with the defense. He says, not the digital photos. The black and whites were exhibits attached to the motion, which are accessible. The digital photos came from the defense. I understand that those were not sealed by the court, but nobody thought that they would be put out on the internet. Only immoral people would do that. And I don't even mean you.
Feelings. The pictures are harsh. Only immoral people.
Why don't you read the whole thing? Not the digital photos. He's telling you how exactly he knows that you are in direct communication. May 20th, 2023. This began May 14th. So within 6 days, this is newsworthy.
Would do that. And I don't even mean you.
He was out of content.
So immoral, it's immoral. Paul,
What's
you wanna talk about
immoral? What's immoral?
How about beating the shit out of some guy and throwing his dead body in the snow? Well, he still has a pulse. That seems a little bit immoral. You said about that. How about deleting videos and evidence that could help convict the killer of your brother? That's immoral. But you lecturing them about morality, Paul, or just your local small town blogger? Why don't you feel like you should be a little more upset about that?
Local small town blogger. He calls himself that.
A little bit more upset. And I made the Holocaust comparison there too. It's true. Like, should we not have shown pictures of concentration camp survivors or dead bodies from the Holocaust because children were killed and it's really sensitive? Should we not show that? Because why? Will that hurt people's feelings that survived the Holocaust or lost loved ones in there? No, you need to see that. It's ugly what happened to John O Keefe. And you cannot.
Stop confabulate. Like, what are you doing? That was his way of showing and telling you. You can gaslight to your fucking idiotic, low IQ motherfuckers all day. That was Paul's way of telling you that this is how I know that you're working with the defense. And he stuck it. He twisted it just a tit because that's how you got those digital photos. Because those were not public. You got those from the defense.
Accurately portray that, the horror that he went through without showing those photos. You can't do it. And I'm not going to sugar. There's a reason that Jen McCabe's.
Notice how he doesn't talk about that. Like,
the world don't want those shown. Think about why, Paul. Think about why. I know you can do it. You're a big boy.
I got 5 sources.
So I ask him again. If the FBI comes back and indicts Proctor and McCabe, will your feelings change? I really want to know the answer to that question. I don't know it. Are you so how will he feel if that happens?
He says, I want to know what happened that night more than anyone. Yes, but I knew what happened before the troopers were involved when they took her car out of there in a blizzard to drive to Dighton.
Will he suddenly be Team Karen Reed? Wouldn't he have all? But certainly you're not invested in this. But I knew what happened before the troopers were involved when they took her car out of there in a blizzard to drive to Dighton. And that says it all. His entire thought process and his belief.
And if Turtle Boy would have known the truth, think about this. You could have said, well, actually, maybe she wanted to get that out of there because it was going to come out about her and Higgins. And she was embarrassed. How about that? Would that have like looped hole maybe to explain that to John's brother a little bit? He'd have been like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Her and Higgins. How about that? It's just the truth, just talking about the truth. Maybe that's why she wanted to go get her stuff. And she's like, well, I mean, who knows? But also she would always have her car with her. She didn't like live there. You know what I mean? Like she has a house too. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know how close they were all. I know me. I would have been there with the family unless I'm not close with them. If I'm really close with Paul and Aaron, and it had been like, this doesn't make any sense, you know, and when it explained to them, like, you don't understand. This doesn't make any sense. I would have never thought that I hit him. Like drinking, not drinking, I don't give a fuck. How the fuck would I have hit him?
that she is guilty comes from the fact that she rubbed him the wrong way when she left John O'Keefe's house for good that morning, because things were getting awkward. And he hasn't thought, like, why did she leave? Probably because things were getting awkward. That would be my first guess. Just saying. And I ask him again, if the FBI comes back and indicts Proctor, will your feelings change? He doesn't answer. I just asked that you be objective, which you should.
Right there. I'm just asking that you be objective, which you should be as a journalist. Paul O'Keefe is nailing him. Like, how did anybody not see this? Is exactly what it was. Like, you are seriously going after Paul O'Keefe literally less than 30 days into this case. And all he's like, you have him as a source. Talk to him. Get information out of him. But this is what you decide to do with that? Who would ever do this if you're... That'd be like, what? You would never do it like that if you were truly an investigative journalist. And now, if you actually run back the tape and you look at this all, it wasn't being an investigative journalist. It was not getting about the truth. It was eliminating that narrative, and this is the narrative. And we're going to take over the media. We're going to take this over by storm. And it's like, the truth would have been fine. The truth would have covered everything. That's not what was happening here, though. And he was not at all interested in the truth. And that's where everybody, like, that is going to show you intent. Because, and if the prosecution does not explain that, shame on them. But that's what you'd be showing here, is that journalists would have killed to have this type of, you have all these people. You have the people that were willing to talk to you and who wrote out to you, like the Albert people. Then you had, John O'Keefe here. If that's who he's thinking that he's talking to, or Paul O'Keefe rather, he doesn't even know, right? He's just claiming that he, again, and this is taking this at its word, that this is how this truly happened, and what's left out, I don't know.
Could be, as a journalist, I am. You've only looked at it from one side. No, Paul. No, Paul.
You've only looked at it from one side.
I've looked over all the evidence.
I looked over all the evidence. He has not. He has not. Because at that time, all the evidence wasn't even there. Okay. I would have had a list of like, yeah, this is the stuff that doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, but you're eliminating it.
Really slanted towards one side because they have most of the facts on their side. I respect how much attention and work you put into this. And that's interesting. Like, I thought
right there. I respect how much attention and work you have put into this. I also realize that this is the biggest story you have had and gotten many clicks from covering this story. Just be objective. What great advice. Right there, that was your get out of jail free ticket. Right there. Get out of jail free ticket right there. Was somebody reminding, hey, be objective. Be objective. Like you're supposed to be. And I'm just like thinking like, dude, that's fucking sound ass advice right there. Okay.
Oh, we were getting somewhere with this about like the respect factor. He's like, oh, he respects me. That's interesting. He goes, I also,
you've been crying about it all on the internet. This is the only thing that you've been working on. I've been putting all this time. Why would he just says, I respect how much attention and work you have put into this. That's what he's saying.
Realize that this is the biggest story you have had gotten and many clicks from covering the story. Just be objective. Well, first of all, there was a sheriff in Stinnett, Texas that had like 3 fiancés and a wife at the same time named Jason Collier. That's actually the biggest story I ever did. I got 1.4 million views on that blog. That was a big one. But this is a big, again, this is a big story nonetheless. But that's not why I'm doing it.
Did you guys hear that? That's the narcissist in him to say like, no, this isn't the, and he has to like make everybody know like, nope, it's this. Right there. This is great. So yellow cottage tails should be arrested? No. Why would they be arrested? This isn't why he got arrested. I'm going through everything that he's done and how he chose to do his journalism. He could say all this stuff right here. None of this would. He didn't get arrested because of this. Are you all fucking high? This is not why he got arrested. I'm laying the foundation of the entire situation out because you guys got it through a skewed fucking lens. Your boy toy over here got everything wrong when he was telling you shit. And then he documented everything that he went and did like an idiot. That's the reason he got arrested, is because maybe if other people were doing it this way, they weren't documenting themselves, they weren't recording themselves, they weren't going on live broadcasts and committing the crimes live. He was doing the shit and then literally documenting himself doing it. Like, fucking A, man. Woo!
Like, I have obsessed over Kylie Kirkpatrick and Monica Cannon Grant and for years, and those blogs came with far less clicks than these ones, but I still obsessed over them. Mosaic Cultural Complex, look them up. When I focus on something, I don't let go. So that's.
Oh, we understand that now, don't we? Karen Reed understands that now. When I focus on something, I don't let go. No, you mean when you obsess with it, when it does not going your way.
Insulting Paul.
Insulting Paul. Ugh, what a fool. What an idiot.
I'm doing it because I truly believe your brother was murdered by these people. I feel horribly for him and for Karen Reed and your family. I'm not a stupid person. I went.
Yes, you are.
To this very objective. There's only one conclusion rational people could believe. I don't know Karen Reed. This isn't about her. She's expendable. Like, you could, if she.
I don't know Karen Reed. That is a lie. That is a fucking downright lie.
Stupid person. I went to this very objective. There's only one conclusion rational people could believe. I don't know Karen Reed. This isn't about her. She's expendable. Like, you could, if she didn't get blamed for this, someone else would have. It's about a corrupt system allowing a cop killer's murderers to roam free. A well-liked, heroic, adoptive father and uncle. I meant every word of what I said there about John O Keefe. What he did was heroic. I initially believed she did it too, but the new evidence is overwhelming. I get why you want to believe it's her. It's much easier, but you need to look at it objectively, because I already am. So I ask again, if the FBI comes back and indicts Proctor and McCabe, will your feelings change? He doesn't answer it. I don't think you're stupid at all. I think you're intelligent, and you've okay.
I think that you're very intelligent, and you've helped create a very interesting narrative, which a lot of people have believed because they want to believe in a corrupt, highly overt cover-up. That is a sexier story.
So I'm not stupid. So that's interesting. And he goes, you've helped create a very interesting narrative, which a lot of people have believed because of, they want to believe in a corrupt, highly overt cover-up. That is a sexier story. Well, first of all, I would argue that the sexier story is the, good-looking, successful college professor girlfriend killing him in a fit of rage. I think that's sexier, if we're going to talk about sexy.
He is so full of shit.
Not the Brian Albert dog story. That's not, I don't think that's a sexy, but whatever.
You know what he meant, Turtle Boy. It's a juicier story.
When he says that what he's saying right here is he's saying that, like, you're only pursuing conspiracy thing because that gets you clicks. That I've helped create.
So you do get it. So you do get it after you just gaslit. Okay.
Narrative. No, the facts have helped create that narrative. It's a much more plausible story. So again, I ask him 2 more times. If the FBI comes back and indicts Proctor and McCabe, will your feelings change? Will it change? And again, I am not a tapes. Did I ever buy into the Dominion voting shit? Am I not like, I never, if you go back and watch the tapes, did I ever buy into the Dominion voting shit? Am I a Trump election denier, truth or whatever? No, I've never been that guy, ever. I don't believe 9/11 was a conspiracy. Like, I don't do that. I'm not an Alex Jones fan. Like, I've never been that guy. But this is just so obvious. And like, he's acting like the only people who believe this is a conspiracy are like Alex Jones type fans. But we're not like that. And that, where is he getting that from? Well, this is what he's being told by the ADA and Jen McCabe. That's what he's being told.
What is he saying? We're not like that. Why is he speaking for like every single person that's like watching this? Just because you watch doesn't mean you believe what he believes. He's delusional.
And they're just playing this guy. They're like, oh, thank God. Thank God this guy believes everything we say. Or else we'd be in a lot of trouble. I believe I did answer your question. If there's any type of real evidence pointing in a different direction, then I will pay attention. Hello? There's already lots of evidence, Paul. Pay attention. Like, dude, like, how long are we going to treat this guy like he's retarded? How long? Come on. He can't be this stupid. He's just not reading about it. And Like, I'm sorry, if your brother gets killed and you're not reading all the facts, how much do you care? Like, seriously. He goes, he landed on grass, I pointed out. He goes, the ground was frozen. It was January. That's what we're dealing with here.
He asks him not to fucking post the digital photos, the color photos. And look at this shit. He fucking posts them again.
So the frozen grass somehow,
So
if
that
that were the case,
kids would have to see it
every
again.
freaking football game played in
Anybody that
Green
sees this shit, it's public.
Bay in December, frozen, but frozen. I go, what? And everyone dies when that happens. It's dangerous. I go, what about the dog? I go, you believe backing someone at a low rate of speed will cause a human being to fall to the ground, cause a gash in the back of their head, and have their arm chewed up by a dog? You believe that frozen grass does that to the human body? Yes. Oh, okay. But the dog wasn't involved. Okay. Well, the ME said so. Are you in the defense more qualified than a trained professional? No, again, we've been over this. His head was bleeding and swelling from the skull fractures. That caused the eyes bulging out and bleeding from his nose. Okay. Or he could have been hit in the back of that. What about the gash? What about the gash? Does the frozen ground cause a gash like this right here? Did the frozen ground cause that? Like, tell me how that the blades of grass were so frozen that they caused like a what? 3 or 4 inch gash right there. That the frozen ground did that. Oh. Okay. Sure thing. So anyway, he goes, his head was bleeding, blah, blah, blah. They caused the eyes bulging out. Then he goes, follow the phone. The phone, what, that they took from her? It will be public.
Boom. Boom. Follow the phone. It will be public soon. Follow the phone. You've made me think of that because I do read your blogs, even though I shouldn't. John and Colin Albert never had issues. He's telling him this. Whatever Karen and Tom Beattie are feeding you is not accurate. Wouldn't you want to hear more about that? And you had access to Paul and say, have you talked to Colin? Like, why aren't you asking him shit about what he is fucking saying to you to get more information? That's what you would do. He's just seeing red.
Public soon. Why isn't it public already? Are they hiding something? And then he goes, you've made me think of that because I do read your blogs, even though I shouldn't. John and Colin Albert never had issues. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. That's just an undeniable fact. Whatever Karen and Tom Beattie are feeding you is not accurate. Tom Beattie's another one. He won't return. I've tried to contact Tom Beattie. He won't talk to me. He doesn't want anything to do with this.
Isn't that weird? I was told that that's not true. I was told that he just came out here and said that, but that's not true.
There's Jen McCabe right there in court. Is that Paul? I can't even tell. But this woman, you know, how well did she know John O Keefe? Oh, she's so sad. This is all people making it about them. This woman crying there. How well did she know John? This is just them having their moment. Oh, look at me. I'm so affected by this. Karen Reed did this to me. Why did you do this to me, Karen Reed? You made me all sad. Jen McCabe with the hand on the shoulder. Colin Albert did this. Would you be upset with them? What do you think? These people. If Brian and Colin Albert.
He thinks that that's Jen McCabe's hand. You guys
did this when, as hard as it will be to hear, I don't think you do. I go, you're not ready to face the truth. I know what happened. What exactly happened as hard as.
What do you think? I want to know what exactly happened as hard as it may be to hear. That's
as will be to hear. I don't think you do. I go, you're not.
What do you mean I don't think you do. He just wrote that to you. I can tell you what the truth. I can tell you want the truth. You're just not ready to face it yet. This is what he's saying to him.
Ready to face the truth. I know what happened before any investigator spoke to me. Yeah, because we get it. Because
so they didn't put that in my head. Listen to what he's saying there. Listen to that common sense that he wants to assert there. We weren't talked to anybody yet. Karen pieced out. That's why he has these feelings, because the way that Karen left. Okay, well, everybody deals with everything differently, okay? But listen to what he's saying there. And say, okay, I can understand that. Like, I get what you're thinking. Like, think about what he's saying and just, value it in the terms of that, okay, I'm acknowledging that. And yeah, I guess like I would feel some type of way too. Like, but I would have been blowing up her phone, right? And saying, Karen, what the fuck happened? Like, I'd be asking Karen a ton of questions, right?
She rubbed you the wrong way. Okay. I have kept an open mind, as hard as that may be for you.
Karen didn't have her phone after 2:30 though. Whatever time that they took it, Not sure when she got another one, but
To believe. I don't think you have. Please do me a favor and don't exploit the kids. This is a straw man.
look at this. I have kept an open mind, in as hard as that may be for you to believe. I have kept an open mind. Listen to him. Why wouldn't you try to bring these two people together? Wouldn't you try to think about it? And now I get it though. He needs to keep this at, if Turtle Boy was to bring the O'Keefes and Karen Reed somehow together, bye Turtle Boy. He needs this to be a divide, and it's like this is the Karen Reed camp, and I'm the blah, blah, blah. Exactly. Oh my God, he is the king of making it all about him. That's all this is. And in Karen Reed's defense team, they knew who they were getting in bed with. That's my belief. They're not idiots. You don't have someone like Alan Jackson, right? And demanding $2,000 an hour not to do your fucking homework on who the hell you're going to have meeting up with at the Seaport Omni. Give me a fucking break. You want me to believe that shit? I don't believe that shit. Okay? They just never knew that he is a fucking stage 5 clinger that will not let go, and he is going to take everyone that he can with him down. He is not going down alone. That's what they were not prepared for. Is this fucking stage 5 fucking cleaner, this fucking idiot. And they did not know that he was this dumb. Maybe they did.
Man, I've never exploited the kids. I've never said their names. Unlike Jen McCabe, I didn't make my kids a part of this. He unselfishly altered his life drastically to care for our niece and nephew. I know. And you know who else did? Karen Reed also did. I'd like to point that out.
Made that comment there, because it's going to come out and Karen Reed, all of her text messages, they don't look that good with that. Like, we're toxic us four together. It's not a good look.
They did everything together. I heard of sporting events. Who did all that? Was it you, Paul? I don't think it was you. I care about them a lot.
To be talking like
goes,
this
I go, I've been very respectful
for 3 to 4 weeks, knowing the case. That's pretty interesting.
Their privacy. I would appreciate if it stayed that way. They have been through too much. They lost 3 parents. I go, yeah, he truly does, and I say nice things about it because it's true. Okay. And I go, you were an easily duped person. That's all this was. I'm not an easily duped person. I go, to believe what I believe, you have to confront a much worse evil. But I get that you're not there yet. I'm grateful you're keeping an open mind, though. Neither am I.
Neither am I, and I respect your opinion. I believe she did it by accident. Right there. Right there. I believe that she did it by accident, but freaked out and tried to cover her tracks. She said stuff to us directly that wasn't right, and that was after they came to take her car out of there. The only person that wasn't keeping an open mind was him.
How about that? And I respect your opinion. I believe she did it by accident. Now, this was interesting. I believe she did it by accident, but freaked out and tried to cover her tracks. He said this. I believe she did it by accident, but freaked out and tried to cover her tracks. Well, Paul, what you're describing there is not murder. What you're telling me now that you believe she did was accidentally kill him.
He's a moron.
So that begs the question, so you don't that right there is him saying, I don't believe she murdered him. That is literally what he just said. I don't believe
because of the rest of it.
Them. So what did I put?
Just move
on.
on.
What did I put in the messages? So let me see here.
You realize she was in trauma, right? I'll confront anything. Trust me on that. I just know what I know. And this entire thing didn't need to turn into a circus the way it has. That's what he says.
I want messages to come up here. Typical of this family.
And then listen to this.
So this woman's
And out of the blue, this is where this episode's going to end. Out of the blue, he wants to bring up this woman
messaging me for a while here. She goes, "Hi, I have liked your stories for a while, but I felt compelled to reach out regarding to one of your articles on John O Keefe. I obviously have issues with some of your info, like Karen being a pseudo stepmother to kids." Well, she was. Let me make this bigger. She was. It's just a fact. So it goes on to say, blah, blah, blah. I go, imagine how hurtful it's going to feel when she finds out that her son was beaten and left to die in the snow. I don't necessarily think her hurt will change no matter what happened. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Imagine losing both of them. You know, you find the truth, set Turtle Boy Records, and collect a bigger paycheck this month to publish the story, but respect the deceased in the process. This whole idea of not respecting the deceased is ridiculous. You're not respecting the deceased. He goes, I happen to notice that you haven't really mentioned Tom Beatty in all your stories. I find that odd. Jen McCabe called him first thing in the morning, according to the phone records you posted, right? Why'd she call him? How do you know he wasn't involved? I've addressed the Tom Beatty thing several times. I have a lot of questions. You should dig into that guy. If Jen called him immediately, he is obviously guilty too, right? No, it doesn't mean that actually. Go ahead.
She's asking great questions. Like he just can't handle. Like these are like really good questions. Like, why did Jen call Tom Beatty right away?
Still curious. And again, I don't check this account that much, so don't message me on this if you want to hear back from me.
Any
investigating on Tom Beatty, the role doesn't add up here. Also,
you want to know why? I think there was investigating on him, but it wasn't coming and panning out the way that they wanted it because Tom Beatty was like, "That's not what my daughter can't even drive," is what I was told. Not sure if that's true, but
Karen and John were absolutely broken up. This is a fucking complete lie. And this is what they're trying to push. The Rizitano trash bags are trying to push that John was broken up with Karen Reed. That's a fucking lie. They were not broken up the night it occurred. I know that as a fact. I've seen the evidence to the contrary. But this is the thing that they're trying to push to make you believe that they were broken up. Then why the fuck were they out at all? I've seen shit. I know shit. I know shit you don't know, Leanne. But I'm sure it was, if your source is connected to Karen, she'd claim otherwise. These are just people who want to trash Karen Reed. That's all they're trying to do. Since she wasn't the one that ended it, and it certainly didn't want it to be over. But that'll all come out in court. They always said that'll all come out. When? It's been 16 months. When is that going to come out? I can't wait for the 911 call to come out. That's what I really want to hear. I want to hear Jen McCabe, her voice on the 911 call. Maybe I have heard it.
What an idiot. What an idiot for saying that. Maybe I have heard it. Oh my God. He did. And he got it from the fucking defense.
Maybe I haven't. I don't know. Not saying it matters. Doesn't change the narrative that you're portraying. But you're and that's why I know you don't give a fuck about your cousin. Because you're lying about him right now. Like I have mentioned him. I know exactly what happened that morning. And they were not broken up. And it's pretty gross how you continue to find ways.
He's saying, I know exactly what happened that morning. He is off his rocker, man. He doesn't know shit.
To stand up for the people who killed your family member. He deserved better than that. Like this dude got murdered by a house full of corrupt cops, and your biggest worry is Tom Beatty and whether or not they were broken up.
What a little crybaby. Like this dude got murdered by a house full of corrupt cops, and your biggest worry is Tom Beatty and whether or not they were broken up. That's what he writes back. And it's like, why aren't you exactly look at that sentence you just wrote. Then why aren't you going after the full house of corrupt cops? Not the Sarah Levinsons. Are you fucking high? Dude, when I say are you fucking high, that means are you slow? How slow are you? Because he won't go up against the police. He's a pussy. He's a cop caller.
God, you're a horrible, disgusting person. I feel so bad that you are what qualified as his family.
Let's instead go bully fucking Sarah Levinsons of the world. Because Julie Nagel's off limits. That's what he was told. And he still fucking went after her like an idiot. That's why he's going to get in trouble. He didn't serve 90 days in jail, by the way, because of some Fifi's feelings of some fucking whatever. He served 90 days in jail or 60 days in jail because he's an absolute idiot who was banging some broad, knocked her up, talks about that you need to be a man and you need to take responsibility, then makes people have abortions, and then cries about the fact that, hey, this girl said I put my hands on her. Whatever. You play with trash, be ready to deal with the trash.
Whatever you say, boss. Happy to discuss in person on Wednesday. Looking forward to seeing the man behind the computer. Spoiler alert, she doesn't confront me.
Oh my God.
Spoiler alert, she doesn't confront me.
He says, "Oh, I can't wait. You're going to love me in person. Be prepared for some on-camera interviews." Jen McCabe was in touch with Tom Beatty because Tom's daughter, Erin, had spoken with Colin earlier in the night before murdering your cousin, John. What? Jen McCabe was in touch with Tom Beatty because Tom's daughter, Erin, had spoken with Colin earlier the night before murdering your cousin, John. That sentence makes no sense. Jen's primary concern was seeing what Tom Beatty knew and covering herself, as usual. This is fucking hilarious.
Anyway.
And then he says,
Saturday night edition of the Turtle Boy Live Show. If you guys are new here,
God damn
Jason
it.
Collier. I really don't appreciate. It's like landing in. This is typical of this family.
This is typical of this
Still
family.
curious, and again, I don't check this account page. There is a spoiler alert. She doesn't confront me.
I bet it will. How many times did you visit your cousin at his home in Canton? Do you have any pictures together? That makes more sense. Thanks for the clarity. That's what Leanne was writing to that other thing. Why are you supporting the people who killed John? I have pictures of them at the bar that night that were entered into evidence. All over each other. They seem like a happy couple. What about you? When did you last visit John's house in Canton? Yes, I know they were together that night and seemed normal. Totally get it. I'm only supporting John, his family, and no one else. Just one answers. Exactly how normal of a conversation is that? He is a lunatic.
Anyway, I'm like, did you visit him in the home?
He's an
Like,
absolute
did any of you people
lunatic.
Did you babysit?
I mean, how much normal can that fucking
When did I
get?
blame Karen?
When did I blame Karen any messages I've sent you? And then it says, if you're still blaming Karen Reed, then you're not looking for answers. She is a distraction. You are a distraction. You don't know shit. And that's what he was. He was a distraction. He was a narrative, one-sided push, but you guys didn't need to do it. Karen Reed didn't need him.
Like, did any of you?
And to trash your fucking reputations as lawyers to do this, so disheartening to see. You know, the lies that they told the court, just really disheartening. But for this ass clown, fuck, man. This woman's like, when did I blame Karen in any messages I've sent you? He sees red the moment that somebody writes him, and it's not like, I want to send you my tits. You know, he's already seeing red. He's an absolute idiot. You call him a cop caller, but celebrate the idea of him going to prison for what exactly? What? He interfered with a Boston police officer's murder trial. That's a crime. He definitely was trying to influence and intimidate witnesses. Like he said, Julie Nagel, like, let's even get the neighbors to put some pressure on her. To do what? Basically saying what she fucking said isn't the truth. Or maybe he's just wrong. And if you actually went my route, you wouldn't even need to do any of that shit because Karen Reed never fucking went there and she dropped him off somewhere else. Then they're all completely fucked because he got out of the car. Yeah. And then, must have got in somebody else's car when he did the whole Waze shit because that didn't. And guess where Karen Reed's pinging? 1238 over in fucking Oakdale area. Because she went out that way because she was over there. Please don't get me started. This is why Proctor was so hey, we need to make sure that we bury any Ring cameras in that area. Look, Lana, mainstream TV does that all the time. Good for Karen's team to push the narrative of her being framed. It worked. Yeah, you can do that. Absolutely. But let me tell you how you push a narrative. You don't go get a journalist and then feed him information so that he will say the federal investigation out loud so that you can then go into a courtroom and say that in a courtroom and then claim to the court that we didn't fucking introduce this FBI shit. It was being reported in the fucking news. How about that? You must not come here often.
People, did you babysit? I don't know. When did I blame Karen in any message I've sent you? Oh, right. Yeah, you totally weren't blaming Karen there. I have intentionally not shared my opinion with you. I know what your opinion is. So anyway, I go, murder is everyone's business. I was highlighting that they were broken up because you were hell-bent on saying they weren't. Doesn't mean they can't still hang out. That's right. So that's what they were doing, you fucking dumbass. I mean, seriously, this is his family messaging me and saying, well, why were they out at a bar together that night? Why did she go back to his fucking house? Why did she have her clothes there and shit? But they were broken up. Oh, right. They were broke. How fucking stupid do you have to be? This woman is, this is how little the Rizzotanos actually give a fuck about John O Keefe. It's like their fucking cousin's dead. And they're just like, my number one thing is Turtle Boy. And just telling Turtle Boy that they were broken up and just lying to Turtle Boy. That's what I'm going to do. Jesus Christ.
No, your number one thing is that you just lied and to all your viewers every fucking day.
Let's call her. I'm sure she's watching right now. I'm just going to call her.
And then he's just going to call her.
It's past 11, man. She's not gonna listen.
Whatever.
He fucking calls her.
Come on, Leanne.
Come on, Leanne. Better pick up.
What is that? I don't like a booty call. You don't.
He's so stupid. He lives and dies on the dumbest hill.
That's what he said. By saying that it wasn't stupid. Let me explain this to you really slowly because I know you're not smart. I did not take his words out of context. He said that he didn't believe she did it on purpose. And the title says, Paul O'Keefe says Karen Reed didn't murder his brother. That's what he said. By saying that it wasn't on purpose, he's saying she didn't murder him. I know words are hard for you to understand, but understand them you will. Are you just trying to
understand them? Well, thank you, Turtle Boy. Thank
Are
you
you just trying to sleep with Karen like you did with the previous case? Okay, sure thing.
Are you are you just trying to sleep with Karen like you did with the previous case you worked on? Is that all this is about? Oh God.
Are you just trying to sleep with Karen like you did with the previous case? Okay, sure thing, on. That's where we're going with this, huh? Because he's a good person, that he sees the best in people. He doesn't want to think she did it on purpose. But nowhere in that conversation did he say he didn't think she did it. He said he didn't think she murdered him, stupid. Okay. But anyway, that's exactly, basically, she takes offense to the idea that I pointed out that.
Exactly. Everyone's calling him out and saying, you're twisting his words to get views and clicks on your story. Exactly. Everybody's just calling out a spade a spade. It's exactly what he was doing. And look at 11:05 here. When was this? This was during the show that they're fucking texting? Or was this a different day? Because I would love to point this out because this would blow up that narrative too that, oh, a different day happens, so there should be something. When did this come? He just calls her at 11:05, right?
Okay. But anyway, that's exactly, basically, she takes offense to the idea that I pointed out that Karen Reed might not have murdered him. And she takes offense to that. So she's trying to do this whole thing where, oh, yeah, I'm keeping an open mind about this. No, you're not. You've completely made up your mind.
So have you.
Anyway, let's get back
You're
to
not
this.
even asking the right
We're almost done with
questions.
this. We'll get through this stuff. Okay.
You think that
We
Carrie
need to block these
Roberts
people. What people?
and fucking them all drove from fucking Jen's house. Laura's like, do we need to block these people? Like, look at this. What's the answer?
We don't need to
And
block
like, there's like the Q squad of people who can't use the right form of "you're" in here, calling you a fraud and a liar and a scumbag and everything. Not one of them. There's been like 10 different screen names. Not one of them can spell "you're" right. It might be genetic. I don't know.
the Your Squad. Let them stay.
Yeah, they ain't bringing the best no more.
Yeah. They never usually are. Actually, they are. And that's
Some left.
okay. So let's get back to these messages here. So he goes, I believe she did it by accident, but freaked out and tried to cover her tracks. Even if you did believe that, and a commenter made a good point about this, wouldn't you be sympathetic towards her if she did? Like if you believe that she
about her
loved
feelings,
John,
right? Fifi's fucking idiot.
I'll confront anything. Trust me on that. I just know what I know, and this entire thing didn't need to turn into a circus the way it has. I'm like, you realize she was in trauma, right? More like guilt. Okay. He goes, I'm glad the FBI is involved. Blah blah blah. Let AJ handle it. So I start sending him. He goes, I'm glad to turn into a circus the way it has. I'll confront it. Maybe her camera would have been going off. Yeah, okay. I'll confront anything. Trust me on that. I just know what I know, and this entire thing didn't need to turn into a circus the way it has.
Ready? He says, he's like, you'll see, I know things. And he says, so do I. Best of luck to you and your business. And then that's what Paul O'Keefe says. And then Turtle Boy says,
I'm like, you realize she was in trauma, right? More like guilt. Okay. He goes, I'm glad the FBI is involved.
Paul O'Keefe says, just play fair. Let's both be objective. No more photos, please. I appreciate that. He says, I'm sorry, but the photos tell the story. Nothing about let's play fair, let's both be objective. Because he knows that they're not playing fair by the rules or lying. Which, Paul O'Keefe, cheers, Paul, you were right. Because Turtle Boy came out and fucking admitted it all. He then fucking throws Alan Jackson and the whole team under the bus because he's a fucking fool. They only had him on the assumption of all this shit. No, let's just go and tell the world that fuck yeah. Absolute fucking moronic man right here. And then he says, let AJ handle that.
Blah, blah, blah. Let AJ handle it. So I start sending him more clips. I'm like, you know, after this happened, I'm like, okay, this guy, it was interesting that he reads every blog, listens to every show. It seemed to be part of him that was like.
And then he just left that up there. Like, just play fair. Let's both be objective. And all I would have responded to that is to say, Karen Reed has rights, Paul, right? And I would have been talking about our fucking rights. She has the right to a fair trial, right? She has the right to due process, Paul. She has the rights to all of these things which have not been afforded to her. We have evidence going missing. We have this. Okay? Karen Reed deserves a fair trial, Paul. Instead, he wants to attack him, Paul. Are you delusional? You could have actually like used this to your such an amazing advantage. But guess what? You knew that the money wasn't in having this mending any type of relationship or being like let's all talk sense to each other. You know what I mean? And by talking sense and making, hey, because Karen Reed was framed, right? That's the whole, like, hello. He did not talk about Karen Reed's rights not once. He did not talk about how her rights were being violated not one time. Never. When did he ever talk about Karen Reed's rights being violated? Now that you say that, Lana. But now, his First Amendment. Piss off. This guy's a fucking... He's dumb. He's a criminal. He's been doing this for a long time. This is not his first rodeo. And now Karen Reed, she knows it too. And I know that Alan Jackson knows it. I know that Yannetti knows it. And I would love to know what Bob Alessi thinks about all of this. There's a lot of unethical shit that happened. Bob Alessi basically lawyered for them. You remember? And I just know that there's a way to do things. Maybe it's I have integrity, but two wrongs don't make a right. And this was the last person that you would ever go to have if you want an ethical campaign, if you did your homework, you would never go to this man. Okay. You guys would say, well, they would never come to you, Lana, and that's perfectly fine. I don't give a fuck. Okay. But it's not a competition here. This is about a woman who's innocent, right? Who's saying that she's framed, right? And you're going to sit here and tell me that Alan Jackson and Yannetti didn't know who Turtle Boy was and they did no research on Turtle Boy? I'm going to tell you that you're absolutely full of shit if you want to believe that. They knew exactly who he was and they knew exactly what they wanted him to do. And that's how I know that he was turning down all these sources from the other side to have as sources because he had a job to do. And that's not journalism. And don't you fucking ever pretend that you are a fucking independent investigative journalist, you fucking scumbag. And if you ever talk to Brandy the way the fuck that you did, that I heard you talk to her the other day, stop fucking treating women like you think that you are who the fuck do you think you are? And other women out there supporting this man, the way that he talks and tries to degrade women, we're better than that. You are better than that. You are raised better than that. God, I fucking hope so. This man is not respected. He is feared. And there is such a difference. You don't have to like me, but by God, do people respect my work? You can't respect anything from this man. Each and every person that he is, here it is, the search warrant. Lana, oh my God, you've completely opened my eyes with this shiz. I always knew Turtle Boy was a massive narcissist. Absolutely. I always knew Turtle Boy was a massive, but hearing you call it out in such a bold, articulate way has cemented it for me. Yeah. Well, you want to know what really bothered me? We've covered both Karen Read cases, okay? We've put money into it. We traveled there for the week in trial 1. Go back and watch all of my earlier stuff. And I said, Bella, who's putting this narrative out there that she ever went to 34 Fairview? Because I just don't see it. Something's off. Something is amiss here. And what it feels like to me is that she thought wherever she dropped him off isn't where 34 Fairview is located. I'm telling you. Something's wrong. This fucking man pumping shit. Didn't even know the case.
Like, believes me, right? And believes the truth. And he wanted to engage me. So I'm like, okay, this guy's got an open mind. We'll see. And so I'm going to keep sending him stuff now. Like, what do you think of this? And he just doesn't respond to any of it. Why do you think the FBI is involved? There's nothing to those allegations. What about the Trooper Proctor stuff? Any comment about that? He lied about that. He just doesn't answer. So don't tell me that you have an open mind because you're just not answering any of this. And yeah, I did bring up his DUI. And fuck you if you don't like it. Okay? It is hypocritical of a man who did this. A 74-year-old man was seriously injured in this accident in which he got shit-faced drunk during the middle of the day at a golf tournament.
Listen, yes, did this happen? Absolutely. But this is deflecting away. What does this have to do with his brother's case? Who can we find that's going to put this out there and talk about this and go after Paul O'Keefe? Not fucking me. You're not coming my fucking way. I would have never fucking put this out there and went after Paul O'Keefe. No way. Paul O'Keefe had nothing to do with this. If he wants to believe the narrative that the government told him, awesome. He didn't look this up. He didn't have this. This was given to him. Everything was spoon. Like it was, here's the spoon. Here's what's on top of it. Here's your throat. Everything. This man, not an original bone in his body.
And nearly killed a man. Look at this freaking car. Look what he did to that thing. An elderly man was in that car. And what did he get? He got an attorney named Diamond, and he basically got one charge of a not guilty finding because I don't think he ever took a breathalyzer. And he got, you can get off on a DUI if you get the right attorney, basically. And he's been on probation. He's on probation right now. Okay. And you know who bailed him out of jail? Karen Read did. Not his mother, not his wife, none of them. Karen Read bailed his ass out of jail. And now you have the audacity.
What does that have anything to do with anything?
To feign outrage about drunk driving when you literally, and I'm sorry, that's low, Turtle, bringing that up. No, it's fucking not.
Where does he have any outrage towards drunk driving, though? And any of those text messages that you guys had? Where do you ask about the drinking and driving? Where does that come up? Did I miss that? Where does he say that she's a sloshed fucking pig and she fucking, because she was so drunk, like she's always drunk, and she fucking ran over my brother because she was drinking? Where does that come out in those text messages?
No, it's fucking not. You don't have the right to sit in a courtroom and Pearl.
Who does he? You don't have the right. What is this man talking about? Everybody has the right to do whatever they want, Turtle Boy, don't they? According to you. You make no sense. And it's fucking nuts. This would be right now so cringe if Alan Jackson was watching this right now. Oh my God, it was pretty bad, wasn't it? When a jury sees all this little shit.
Fletch about a woman allegedly drunk driving, hurting someone, if you've done the exact same fucking thing.
What's
Fuck
the
you.
intent?
Fuck you. And you're hypocritical bullshit. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not attacking Paul O'Keefe, but I'm keeping it real. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm keeping it real.
You are?
And I'm not like one of you assholes
No, you're one-sided.
out there, whatever. And so I keep messaging him.
Oh, look at, I keep messaging him.
And all he does is make it about him.
Why did you come after me on your show? He looks pretty even killed to me. Why did you come after me on your show?
Why did you come after me on your show? Oh, yeah, you're the victim here, Paul. Boo-hoo. You came after me. Oh,
Wait,
boo-hoo.
what?
You brought up my DUI. You came after me. And I'm like, I keep asking him questions. He's like driving home from the Celtics. And so I'm like,
You say that you want justice on this case. The real victim is my brother because he isn't coming back. Me and my family are also victims, unfortunately, and you decided to talk about my DUI on your show. It is an unfortunate car accident. You are not advocating for the victims anymore if you decide to go after them. I feel as though I have been very respectful of you in our exchanges, but if you decide to do that because I don't agree with your theory, then I will no longer respond to you anymore, your messages.
horrible game. A horrible game. It's like, but I bet you Karen Reed would like to go to a Celtics game, but you can't. She can't.
Why can't she? She's banned from going to the Celtics game? What the fuck are you talking about?
The team that you're supporting took that right away from her.
What? I'm confused. I'm confused.
You say you want justice on this case.
I cannot believe that that's what he would even fucking mention right there.
The real victim is my brother because he isn't coming back. Agreed. Me and my family are also victims. You know, like the victim card is running out, Paul. Like at some point, the victim becomes the aggressor. The victim becomes the aggressor. It was an unfortunate car accident. You decided to talk about my DUI, an unfortunate car accident.
Unfortunately, because you were wasted. Sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, you were pissed drunk at 3 p.m. Unfortunately. Don't you hate when that happens?
Damn.
Unfortunately, pissed drunk. But he doesn't have that same energy with Karen Reed. She's a cold-blooded murderer, right? You're sitting in the courtroom supporting the charade. You are not advocating for the victims anymore if you decide to go after them. Oh, yeah, go after me. Don't criticize me. I'm a victim. I feel as though I've been very respectful of you in our exchanges. You've ignored all of my messages. I don't think that's respectful.
Wait, what? You ignored all my messages. He's the biggest fucking pussy ass, whiny ass liar, gaslighter. Oh my God, you are insane. You are a joke, dude. You're a little baby. Oh my God.
Okay. But if you decide to do that because I don't agree with the theory, I will no longer be responding to your messages. That's him saying like, oh yeah, you're lucky to be talking to me. I'm not going to respond to your messages anymore. If you're mean to me, if you're say your honest opinions about me, I'm cutting you off, sir. You no longer have access to Paul O'Keefe. Well, Paul O'Keefe, I feel like I've figured out everything I need to know about you. I don't really think we need to talk that much anymore. I get it. You are, and Paul, I just want you to know this. John McCabe loves you. She's like, you are the biggest gift she's ever gotten. And she's fucking playing you. And a few months from now, when this is all figured out, you're going to feel very fucking stupid, as you should, because you are really fucking dumb when it comes to this shit. And really lazy, too. Like, I'm insulted by the fact that your brother died and you give such little of a fuck to look into, like, what he did, like, you know, how this happened. I'm insulted by that. As a brother myself, I'm insulted by that. And he's avoiding it. He ended up blocking me. Long story short, he blocked me. So, I don't know. You guys, do a little poll question here.
He says, long story short, he ended up blocking me. Paul, why are you avoiding the questions? Why do you think the FBI is involved? Why do you think the FBI is involved again. Hello?
And he's avoiding it.
Hello? Why can't you answer the question? Where does it say he blocked you, though?
He ended up blocking me. Long story short, he blocked me. So I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I'm gonna do a little poll question here. I'm gonna do a poll question and see what people say in the comments of this. All right, let's start a poll. Let's see what it says. One second.
You have another don't know too.
So Karen Reed is is on trial for murder. And her plan is to wage war on the O'Keefes because she's like, fuck them. They're fucking this. What? Anyways. He gets turned up after this episode. He gets really turned up. And when I say he gets turned up, let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to fast forward to an unfortunate situation. Fortunate for Lana, but unfortunate for Turtle Boy. Where hold on one second. What is the 1 second?
Okay, shit ton of cash, blah, blah, blah. I go, her life was on the line, and people like you and many others helped save her. And she's safe now. You know, she's good. She's safe. Anyway, the murderers are all still testifying against me and trying to put me in jail for the rest of my life.
Okay, this episode was titled Karen Reed Impromptu Intervention. I'm like, what the fuck? This was brought to you by Turtle Boy 3 months ago. The date is November 23rd, 2025. Okay?
Site raised $20,000. By the way, that is now up to like 40 G's or some shit like that, like some crazy shit. 40 G's. All right. So we're no longer at 20,000. So she goes, Karen Reed is still paying her attorneys as well. If you really want to support the truth, Karen Reed's Venmo is, and then they put her Venmo. All right. And then she says, Karen, her mom did tell me at the last hearing that she still has a ton of legal things to pay out. Let's continue to show our financial support where we know it will go towards good. Karen, that woke up the public. Let's show them we're not okay with this, and we will fight until the end. Okay. And she got a lot of negative commentary. Like somebody goes, I'm happy to donate if she does the right thing and goes on Dr. Turtleboy's YouTube presentations, to which Brandy says, does the right thing by your standards. Donations shouldn't come with disclaimers and expectations. You either do the right thing or you want power, control power, and satisfaction of your own in whatever ways, and that's just weird. Okay. And somebody says, do it enough. For God's sake, Karen's lawyers work pro bono with the second trial. She is and has spent tens of thousands of dollars on designer clothes. She's constantly eating at the most expensive restaurants in Boston. It's over, dude. It's over, dude. She is making millions on her movie. And then Brandy says to her, and how much do you think it costs to take down dozens of cops, the district attorneys, the colonel, the attorney general, the government, and future funds should come hold back. So she also said, and I responded to her tweet, she said, huge payout in attorney fees. She would have plenty of money to pay her legal debt. You know who's still fighting corruption? Dr. Turtleboy. Brandy says in response, she goes, highly likely. Is that a guaranteed outcome? No. And also, newsflash, it costs money to get there, genius. You know who else is fighting corruption? Me and millions of others. Turtle Boy isn't the only one, she says. And that was where
Hey, right there. This motherfucker is not fighting corruption. This motherfucker chose each and every day, knowing what the fuck was at stake each and every day. Hey, Microdot's, come on, you're my wingman. Alan Jackson's paying you. That's why you're with me day one. Like, we're making a fucking documentary day one. It was already fucking designed for that. We are. They're fighting over who fucking has the footage. You know, whose footage is that? Turtle got fucked probably out of the deal. You were not framed. You were an errand boy. You signed up. Yep. Sounds great. I'll do this.
I couldn't hold it
I'm not going to ask any questions. Yep.
anymore. As soon as she brought me up, Turtle Boy isn't the only one. Because to be clear, I am the only one facing any sort of criminal charges right now. The only one. No one else. And that includes Karen Reed. Karen Reed is not facing any criminal charges. So she says, why not get your head out of your ass and come up for air here momentarily? This post is not about supporting murderers. This post is about not supporting murderers and not funding their cover-up scam. Stop making everything about Karen Reed versus Turtle Boy. So I responded and I said, actually, I am the only one facing 90 years in jail. I wish the worst thing happened to me right now was the worst thing I was facing was a lawsuit. I wish I would trade that for a second. Oh, yeah.
Exactly why. Exactly why. You're not fighting corruption, because if you were fighting corruption, fuck, I'd be right there saying, hey, let me show how you were framed for this. Let me show how you were set up for this, you fucking cocksucker. You took it upon yourself to lie to every single body and try to intertwine this whole Lindsay Gattani shit and make it into like, dude, this is what this happened. You tried to lie about a timeline so that you could get this petty fucking shit money and have this defense fund. And I'm fighting. You are full of shit. You made a shit ton of money. That was the deal. You got all of the proceeds of the t-shirts and all of your whatever merch and blah, blah, and you were going to get paid on the back end. Supposedly you wrote a check in full for a Lexus like a fucking idiot. Whoever does that is an idiot. I don't care. Whoever does that is an idiot. If anything, you would have bought it on a credit card and then paid the credit card off in 30 days to collect all the fucking credit card points, you stupid fuck. This man is a moron. Okay? The biggest moron. He's a frugal fuck. All right? He doesn't know how to treat a lady to save his life. All right? Takes him out to fucking McDonald's and Burger King.
Got a lawsuit? Cool. I got fucking a whole bunch of felonies and 9 years in jail I'm facing.
Yeah. And how'd you get them? You got all of them. You did, because you knew what you were doing.
I said, luckily, she has a very lucrative 6-figure offer sitting in front of her that could help her out if she needs money. Okay. So as you guys know, I'm doing a documentary with compelling pictures. It was supposed to be a documentary about Turtle Boy. Okay. And it's going to be about my retelling of the Karen Reed experience and how we blew the story up.
Are you going to be doing that from prison, or is it like almost done? Like what? Hopefully that's like in post-production. Where are we at here?
All that stuff. All right. And, you know, they were like during the trial, they're like, do you think Karen would do it? And I'm like, nah, she's under contract.
Nah, she won't. Why? Because she fucking hates you. She fucking hates me. I mean, just cueing the songs. Karen Reed Karen Reed's like, I can't get rid of this motherfucker. Like, and now he wants to do, I'm gonna do this. Well, I'm gonna fucking start doing this. I can only imagine what a little fucking whiny crybaby is. Why? You better have a fucking seat for me in the fucking courtroom.
Contract with someone else until July. She was still
Get yourself a press pass, bitch.
under contract with Terry from the disaster project she did. Introduced them at the dinner, and they exchanged contact information, and they've been in touch. And you know, really, like we have offered Karen Reed, money, and I've offered Karen money.
We've offered Karen Reed money, and she won't take it. But I need to have an intervention. Look at this fucking crazy. This man is absolutely delusional.
Jeff, I'm like, you can pay me less money if it means bringing her on. I don't care, right? Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes to Karen.
So, because that's one of the things she said to me on the phone. It's like, I know how much money you're making on that, and I haven't made a dime, and blah 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 blah. But I'm not here. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing about I'm not making any money, blah blah blah. That's your problem. Sorry, like, and this is the Karen Reed intervention we're doing here right now, because Karen Reed needs to hear this, okay? Because she is getting horrible fucking advice, or she's getting good advice and she's just disregarding it, and she needs to hear this shit, because we need to have an intervention, y'all. Right? We need to have an intervention. Like, it has been over 5 months since the not guilty verdict was turned down. I don't want to hear I'm broke anymore. I don't want to fucking hear that. I don't want to hear the fucking crying about the joke I made on the Spaces when I said that I'm selling out the Wilbur and Karen Reed's living with her parents. First of all, it's a fucking joke. All right? If you can't fucking laugh about it, she was crying about it to me, sending me a message saying how offended she was by it. Fucking get over it. I apologize for fucking nothing. Nothing. And it's the fucking truth. Karen Reed is extremely valuable. Like, her name alone, the amount of money making, if you woke up Karen Reed tomorrow and you couldn't find a way to fucking monetize that, you're a fucking idiot. Like, there's no other fucking way around it. She could sell out. I mean, how much do you think the foreman of the jury just got paid to speak at Fisher College? You think that was cheap? Right? The guy that went on TMZ, the first juror that went on there, he got fucking 5 figures to do that. Right? The jurors are fucking making money off of this. Everyone's fucking making money off of this except for fucking Karen Reed. And that's her fucking fault. This is America. As I said, as French said in The Departed, right? This is America. If you can't make money, you're a fucking douchebag, especially if you wake up tomorrow and your name is Karen Reed. You have fucking unlimited marketing opportunities. Write a fucking book, do it. Sell out the fucking Wilbur. That's the other thing I said. I sell
out the Wilbur. He's in with the Wilbur, like fucking Charlotte's Web, man. When I think of Wilbur. Anyways, this man is delusional. He's talking about it's America. Go out there and make money. He literally just fucking goes live and says, all you people are going to be paying for it. This is my defense fund. Pay it. Pay my defense fund. And if you don't donate, I know who donates. I'm going to start talking about each and every one of you motherfuckers because I know what you used to donate. I got all your IP addresses. And if you don't fucking donate, okay, I'm going to start fucking blogging about you.
I knew she was struggling, so I want to help her out. She asked me if I could sell her fucking car. She asked me if I could do that. I'm like, sure.
She asked if I could sell her fucking car. That's funny. I would love to know her version of that story.
And I'm like, so I'm like, okay, I can help you make money. I've been contacted by Ernie Bach, called me, not you, a couple days after the freaking
Ernie Bach called me, not you.
You want to do a show with them?
What is it's just like everybody he's in competition with. You guys, this is his last hurrah. Okay. This is his only hurrah. It's over, you guys. It's over. He knows it's over. It's over once that trial starts. Okay. That trial starts. And once that trial is over, he's going to prison. He's in a lot of trouble, as he should be. Because this is not about First Amendment. It's never been about First Amendment. And everybody out there that preaches about First Amendment should be pissed that he's trying to intertwine this into First Amendment. I'm super offended. I'm very offended. And what he does with his First Amendment is he goes and commits crimes. Okay. Yeah. He does. What he does with his freedom, he goes and commits crimes.
The Box Center? Yeah, sure, I'd love to. What about Karen? You guys, if you and Karen do it together, you guys could make a ton of cash. And Ernie knew shit about the case. He took a picture with her previously. I was kind of surprised. I thought he was like a supporter. He didn't know anything about the case. He's just like, yeah, I didn't really follow it. So she didn't do it, right? Like, yeah, so yeah, like that was his general sentiment. Like, yeah, so what do you think? She guilty or not? Oh, 100% not guilty, bro. Are you kidding me? And so I'm like, okay, so I contact her about it and I give her the proposal idea. Like, let's go fucking make money. You're always talking about how broke you are and you have no money and blah, blah, blah. You live with your parents and woe is me all the fucking time. So let's go make some fucking money together, right? We sell out.
Do you understand that they don't talk? So how is she woes meing to him?
The Box Center, right? One show, we sell at the Box Center. Me and you are leaving there with like $150,000, okay, each. And then we do 9 more shows. We go around the fucking country. I could make Karen Reed $1 million fucking in 2 months. There's no doubt in my mind. I could make her $1 million fucking, right? And that's what she couldn't do this during the trial, but the trial's fucking over, okay? It's time to cash in. It's time to use your marketing ability and get out there.
And guess why he wants to do this? Well, guess why he wanted to do this right away? Because he's on borrowed time, you guys. He's been on borrowed time since hey, I got to make all this money before I'm going to prison. I know I'm going to prison. He knows he's going to prison. He'd be smart right now and go buy some property in Florida.
This fucking woe is me crying, give money to my fucking welfare fund bullshit. Enough.
Give money to my welfare fund bullshit. How do you even speak like this knowing that you are literally... you have a defense fund and asking people to donate to that?
Fucking enough. Someone has to fucking say it. This is grifting. Like, this is fucking retarded. She doesn't need fucking money. Go fucking make money.
This is what divided the movement. This man not getting his way right after the trial divided the movement. And Karen Reed's team could not believe that this man was about to go and do what he did. They never thought he would do it. What is he going to go do? If he tells on us, he's telling on himself. Exactly, because he doesn't give a fuck, because he's not going down alone. The only problem that he's ever had is he's like, why am I the only one that got arrested? You guys, look, hello. Why is it only me? Because you're the only one that's dumb. Also, you're the only one that, I don't know, did the shit. No, look at all those people that showed up at the rolling rally. Those people weren't saying the stuff that you were saying. They were standing there. Also, those people weren't what? Going and then doing all the other shit. Also, who's complaining about the people? Turtle Boy's over here pissed because nobody else, he's not pissed that he got arrested. He's pissed that nobody else got arrested too. What kind of a person is that? He's the type of person that back in the old days, when you want to watch like all the gangster movies, okay? He's the person that, hey, are you going to rat your friend out who's running away and the cops caught you, right? But right there, those other two dudes are your buddies. They're running off. Are you just going to like look down and make it easy and just come get me and, or are you going to, no, Turtle Boy would be like, over there's the glare. Look at that fucking guy. He can't even walk. He's got a bum leg. Get him.
It's fucking amazing.
He's tried so hard to turn state's evidence so that Karen Reed would go down and that he wouldn't. And they told him to go fuck himself.
America, Karen, go make fucking money.
It's America, Turtle Boy. Go make money.
Get out there. So,
talk about your case. 16 felonies. 16 felonies you're facing. And nobody sets you up for a goddamn thing. This wasn't some corrupt entity coming after you. And this was definitely didn't happen because you were, it's because I was being so vocal for Karen Reed. You know how vocal I've been for Karen Reed? You weren't being vocal for Karen Reed. You were committing crimes while working with the defense that y'all lied about. Okay. All the while getting on the steps of the courthouse and acting like you're Martin Luther motherfucking King and being some martyr out there, right? Fuck you. You're a fake phony fuck. Fuck you. You've been doing this shit for years, and then you finally did it on the wrong stage, and it all caught up to you because this is the same playbook that you've been using for fucking 10, 15, 20 years.
Back to this. Hold on. Anyway, so I'm a little fired up tonight. Don't mind me. I'm a little fired up.
Yeah, I'm a little fired up too.
As long as it includes Turtle Boy. No, I don't give a fuck. Go do it yourself. Go or go do it your fucking self. She doesn't need me. She doesn't fucking need me. The Karen Reed brand by itself is worth fucking a whole shit ton of money.
Then let me ask you guys this. Why does he cry every time about the whole fundraiser stuff, right? I'm going to tell you why. He's absolutely right. If Karen Reed wanted to have a fucking Karen Reed golf outing, fuck, you know how much money golf outings make? Alan Jackson, let's talk. Have a Karen Reed golf outing in Vegas. Okay, you guys want to just have like a one big pop shop? Okay, please. This guy talking about that he's the only one that can make Karen Reed money. You know what's sick to me? You know what I was taught in the Bible? Let's say that I had $20 in my pocket. All right. And I go to my pocket and I pull out and I got $20 and I hand that to the homeless guy. That's all I had on me. I gave all of my money to that man. Versus the guy that has millions, house, cars, all this stuff, and he walks by and he takes out $100 bill and he hands it to the homeless man. Who gave more money? Who gave more money? This man knocking on the fundraising and crying and pointing out what people are raising and how much money it is and whatever. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Karen Reed made a statement You basically made it for her. She'd rather turn down $1.5 million motherfucking dollars than ever be in a room with you. $1.5 million she turned down than to ever be in the same room as you. If that isn't the biggest fucking punchline of a joke, I don't know what is. You're a fucking joke. You're canceled. You were running on borrowed time. And the only reason I don't think your bail's been revoked is because you continue to just literally give the Commonwealth more shit. More shit. Your lawyers know it'd be way better off if you were actually, at county right now. Because you continue to dig a hole for yourself that you're not going to get out of. You weren't going to get out of before, but now, it's just, you went after that last hurrah with Kate Peter because you know that you're going to prison. That was why would anybody waste their time to go and do that, right? You said it on, you're such a hypocrite. You did that because that's your last chance to ever do that. And you knew that. And you'd rather take that chance and actually speak on the record under oath and lie than just not go renew it. Because you rather win pointless battles, your internal, personal, narcissistic battles. I have I've had your number for a while, Turtle Boy. It's kind of like when, Duke plays North Carolina. You're a piece of shit. You show it every day. And people just can't help but watch the train wreck, I know that you're buying subs. I know that you're buying views. Where's that plaque, by the way? YouTube gives you a big plaque when you grow organically and you have over 100,000 subscribers because you did it organically. Where's that at?
So go do you, boo. Go get fucking money. The whole thing with the first interview.
Go do you, boo. All you keep doing is showing up to try to blow up her spot. Why? Because you're pissed. Because you're looking around and you're like, wow, Karen Reed isn't going to serve a day in prison. And I'm going to serve a lot of time in prison. And you are so fucking butthurt about this.
Thing was I totally got it. She's like, I'm being offered a lot of money by the Today Show and all these other people. And I'm like, oh, cool. Totally do it. No, come on after it. Yeah, go ahead. Go do it. Go do it. God bless you. Hasn't done it. And then next thing you know, she's shilling Howie's book for free. You get paid for that? I hope he fucking paid you for that. I don't think you did. Hold on one sec. Oh my God. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. So clock that too. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to read more of this. So I'm like, okay, so that's one opportunity, right? Because Karen needs to hear this shit. Go fucking make money. I go, so I go on and tell Brandy, I said, Ernie Bach offered to do multiple shows there. Okay. Shit ton of cash, blah, blah, blah. I go, her life was on the line and people like you and many others helped save her. And she's safe now. She's good. She's safe. Anyway, the murderers are all still testifying against me and trying to put me in jail for the rest of my life. And I have a big hearing on December 5th. And I don't see you fucking posting about that. My lawyers aren't working on a contingency like hers are. Okay. So any and all support is greatly appreciated. Now, I don't know. She's told me that some of them are working on a contingency, some others, I don't fucking know. But be transparent about this. Don't just ask money. So anyway, so she posts that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Venmo. And I'm like, did she even ask for this? I'm like, where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? And, how do you, where is this? Why are you suddenly asking for all this, to donate to her Venmo? What the fuck, And so I said to her response, you see my response here? I said, did Karen Reed even ask for this? Did she even ask for them to do this? And then all of a sudden, I see, and then I saw this from Mike from the Young Jerks. And of course, LTL fucking retweets it. And Mazza, who I love Mazza. Mazza's a great guy, but I keep seeing him posting this shit. I haven't seen him posting my shit in a long time. I don't know if there's an issue there. I hope not, because I love Mazza. But it's just let's not forget, the only one right now facing jail time is fucking me. Just me. No one else's life is on the line. Not Mike Crawford, not Karen Reed, none of them. And so Crawford tweets out, not everybody sees No, it was at the
Why the fuck would Mike Crawford face goddamn prison time? And he can't get it out of his mouth to say prison. It's not jail. You're not going to jail. What does this man not get? Do you have a problem saying fucking prison?
one. Yeah. No, that's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing. For her civil suit, attorney costs. She's lost everything. Her home, to be an adult and go make that money. Get out there and go get that fucking money. They put you through hell. They framed you for murder. The charity is over. It's time to go get fucking paid, girl.
The charity is over. It's time to go get paid, girl. And yet every time when she's a fundraiser. So Karen, I have a plan for you, girl. The fundraisers have an event for it. And I'm telling you, the best fundraisers is you can make a shit ton of money on golf outings, and they're fun as fuck. Okay. They're fun as hell. And you be the beer car girl. Okay. And this way you're driving around all the holes and people can tip you and stuff like that. Trust me, you, AJ, fucking, you guys get to drive the beer carts. You guys get to do the shots with the people. Go have a blast. Okay. Take pictures with all these people.
This is a fucking intervention.
You know, $500 per golfer. I'm telling you. Have skins games. You can make a shit ton of money. All right. In a one-stop pop shop. Sell the holes for get people to sponsor. It'd be fun. You have your, listen, this maggot.
Time. Go get fucking paid. Go get that fucking Wilbur money.
He's over here. Nick Rocco raised over $500,000. If you do a golf outing, I'll put a foursome in. They're so fun.
You fucking deserve it. Get out there and fucking get it.
Oh, and we'll win.
Right?
We will win. Let me just get Chimmy Speaks on my team, okay? Fucking JFK, come on. You'll be in my golf cart playing our tunes, all right? Can you just imagine? Get all these channels to have their people getting together and having their foursomes. And if you're really good at it, you can actually put two foursomes on a hole together, which is what you should be doing for anyways when you're going to have like big cash prizes to give away, which you should. You have like the car, you get Lexus to donate to see if you get a hole in one, you can win a car. End of the day, those are blast. And have it be like a destination thing. And I would say, do Vegas, but that's just me.
You fucking sitting here begging for fucking money. Get out there and get your own fucking money because you can do it. I have faith in you. She goes, she lives with her parents. If you'd like to continue to support her, consider a Venmo donation over the holidays. Like, bro, I can sponsor a Karen Reed for the holidays. This is what this is turning into. Are you fucking kidding me? And I'm sorry, like during the trial, like it was cool. Like we didn't care that they all went out for steak dinners and shit. That they lived in a hotel. They weren't staying at the Holiday Inn. They were staying at a fucking much more expensive hotel. And we were all for that because they deserved it. Treat yourself nice. Treat yourself nice. You guys deserve this. She's innocent. She shouldn't be put through this. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. I
don't think that you need to have like fucking $500 room nights. Like I disagree with that, but hey, the public's fronting the bill. I don't know. That's how y'all want to live. But I cared more about the defense. I cared more about the defense in the courtroom and what you're going to get. Okay.
Go do that. Go get your money, boo. Go do it. Right. But like now
he's just the biggest hypocrite.
It's like, like her dad was on the news the other day and I love Bill Reed and he's talking about Karen's going to fucking Italy. I didn't go to Italy. You guys go to Italy? I don't know that going to Italy's not fucking cheap, especially in the summer, so I don't fucking know. I didn't go to Italy. You guys go to Italy? Her dad was on the news the other day and I love Bill Reed and he's talking about Karen's going to fucking Italy. I didn't go to Italy. You guys go to Italy? I don't know that going.
What the fuck? He's over here hating on Karen Reed if she went to Italy. She just was accused of murder, went through 2 trials. Look at this little fucking... How do you people support this? This is crazy. What a fucking baby, man.
Fucking cheap, especially in the summer. So I don't...
What a jealous, raging little midget.
I don't know. Maybe she's the winner. I don't know. We haven't had the winner yet. But it's like that shit. It's like you can't talk about like, oh, we're going out for dinner. Oh, also give me money. Right. So anyway... Next thing you know, and it pisses me off. It does piss me off because fuck you. It's my fucking turn. Like I put my charges on the hold. I didn't do major fundraisers and shit. We were raising money for Karen Reed during her shit. I hardly even talked about my charges during the shit because we were focusing on bigger shit. It's my fucking turn now. Okay. I'm the one fucking facing 90 years, not her. Right. And if she doesn't want to fucking help me, that's her choice. That says more about her than it does about anyone, than it does about me. That's her fucking
help you. What do you mean help you? Help you do what? Help you do what? At the time that he's saying this, they were trying to still come at Karen Reed for conspiracy to commit witness intimidation. You absolute ignorant fuck. And he knew it. And he's saying this shit.
If that's the kind of person she is, that speaks for itself. I don't need to say shit about that, right? What I'm not going to put up with, and what I'm not going to put up with, I'm going to say something about. People can do whatever the fuck they want, but I'm going to say something about when I see this woe is me bullshit and the people sharing this shit. No, this pissed me the fuck off, and it's time for a fucking intervention because this shit is fucking insane. She is a grown ass, brilliant, 45-year-old woman with unlimited marketing opportunities, and she's begging for fucking money. She's not even begging for it. Other people are begging on her behalf, saying send to her Venmo. And of course, all these dick suckers out there, the Crawfords of the world, the BLTs of the world, they're out there doing it. And by the way, BLT, my dude, like Karen Reed talks so much shit about you. She called you dummy. That was her word for you, is dummy. Okay. Sean on the Golf did a stream about during his whole fucking Manic Monday, whatever that he did.
If Karen Reed isn't going to like me, then she's not going to like any of you guys. Watch this. Hey, Karen Reed said this about you. Hey, Karen Reed said that about you. Hey, Karen Reed said this about you. Karen Reed was just Oprah to everybody. You get a name, everybody gets a name. Raise your hand if you feel like you're in 4th grade again. I have one word for this. Insane. Loser. This is what a loser does. He's facing 100 years. I needed to understand that. You understand? Like, it's like, wait. Turtle Boy's over here saying, hey, if I could go to jail for this, any of you guys could go to fucking jail for this. And I'm like, wait a second. Like, what? Like, what did he do? What's going on here? Why isn't anybody looking into my case? Why isn't anybody covering my case? Okay, like, let me take a look at this. Oh, fuck anybody but Lana. Because Lana actually has integrity. Lana's not gonna, no. There was no framing of Turtle Boy.
There, right? And he kept calling you a dummy and like laughing about it. That's what Karen told him, because she still talked to him at the time. So she was telling him, you're a dummy, okay? And she said you're in the wrong line of work. She's fucking laughing at you, bro. And you're out here fucking embarrassing yourself by sharing your fucking thing like a good dog. It's just pathetic. It's pathetic. These dudes are out here fucking white knighting it. It's like, oh man, maybe she'll fucking be nice to me. Fucking losers, dude. Losers. Fucking get over it. And it didn't have to be this way, Karen. It didn't have to be this way. You could have treated me and other people like a normal, respectful person. But I also
you could have treated Karen, you could have treated me like a normal, respectful person. Dude, this is what I said back in the day. When you treat yourself like a hoe and you come at me in my DMs and say, and you act like a hoe, I treat you like a hoe, right? Turtle Boy acted like a fucking down ass criminal. Karen Reed gave you a job, I guess. You wanted that job. You accepted your role. But now you're not okay with your role now. You know? The biggest woes me. Him. The biggest deflection. Like, he is the deflection. You guys, Karen Reed's case, everyone's gonna say like Turtle Boy did all this. You can't take that from him. You're wrong. Turtle Boy's case, or Karen's case, would have been on the path. Court TV was already covering it. Okay. I was covering the case over here. What he did, okay, allowed for, I'm sorry, but without him, Alan Jackson doesn't go and commit professional misconduct. Sorry, it's just the truth. And Alan Jackson knows. Yep. I quoted Turtle Boy after Turtle Boy got that from us. And then Yannetti goes and has his back in front of, Bev. And then they wonder why Bev wasn't giving them any calls. Or were they? But was Karen framed? Of course, I think so. Yes. But this man, Lucy's so sloppy, man. The cheap, the expensive, the cheap comes out expensive. That's the situation.
I found out today, and I'm like that. So during the first trial, they were all holed up in the church there, right? And she specifically told security there, right? Because she had like security. Aidan cannot come in here. I don't want anything to do with him. I don't want, she invited me on the last day when she found out my mom died. She felt bad for me.
He would never debate
But
me.
before that, I was specifically banned from there. And they remembered it because somebody's like, they let you use the bathroom one time because you had to use the bathroom. That was it. And then you had to leave. Okay. So I was treated like fucking like you can't. And I thought that it was like, oh yeah, it's the charges. No, she just doesn't like me. She just doesn't like me. And that's why she didn't want me there, because she just doesn't fucking like me and didn't want me there for those reasons. And it's like, I'm sick of pretending. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to be friends with her. I don't want to fucking interview her. I don't want to get along with her. Right. But I do want to have a fucking intervention for her, because this is pathetic. It is fucking pathetic that the McAlberts, who literally killed someone, who are the most detestable fucking people on earth, were able to raise 40 fucking G's in 48 hours. And you can't raise what? How much did she raise? I don't even fucking know.
Do you know how many House defendants there were? Do you even know what math is? Again, go back to my little, if I only have $20 and I give it to you, and some guy comes by around and he gives you 100, but I gave you all my money, and that guy had 1,000 in his pocket and he gave you 100. Who gave more money? You don't understand percentages, do you? That's why you were a history teacher. The math ain't mathing with you, buddy.
Pathetic, Karen. You're not a pathetic person, but this is fucking pathetic. And you can't hide behind, oh, I might get grand jury. Bitch, you know you ain't getting grand jury. You know that's not happening. You know Cosgrove can't tie his fucking shoe. He wears.
Cosgrove's about to fucking sew your ass up. I could sew your ass up, and I'm not a lawyer. You know what I can do? I can just take all of these beautifully amazing legal pads, put them all nice in a big old fucking box, and say, here you go. They're all dated, timestamped, everything, whatever you need to know about him for each fucking episode he's ever done, for every blog that he's ever wrote.
Velcro. He's not going to grand jury you. Stop it. Stop it. He just doesn't want to give you your fucking.
I looked into your case so deep.
Phone back. Stop being a victim. Get out. He's not going to grand jury you. Stop it. Stop it. He just doesn't want to give you your fucking phone back. Stop being a victim. Get out there and fucking kill it. Go make your money, girl. Get out there.
Stop being a victim. He tells everybody to stop being a victim. He is the biggest fucking victim out there.
This is like my Newt Rockney speech, baby. Let's fucking go. She needs a pep talk. That's what I'm calling this, like a intervention pep rally, you know?
Like Karen Reed intervention. This woman, like, who does this man think he is? How does Alan Jackson literally roll? Like, Alan Jackson, you ballless bastard. I'm calling you out. How do you let this man talk about Karen Reed like this? Someone come out from that fucking camp and put this piece of shit in his place. A Karen Reed intervention. A Karen Reed impromptu intervention. She just beat and was acquitted of murder twice. Who does he think he is?
Go. So anyway, back to this. So, what did I say? Where was I? I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so I see all these people posting all this shit, right? And I saw this other post today so I'm in the Resistance to Silence Facebook group. They're probably gonna kick me out now. But let me see if I can find it real quick. Because I commented on their shit.
AJ can do a lot. He should address the professional misconduct.
Well, they're out there all the time. One of the leaders of it is Tracy Murray, who's been nothing but nice to me. I have nothing but good things to say about her.
Yeah, until she's not nice to you. Look at, she's nice to me, so I have nothing. Nice. How about these feelings? Who gives a fuck if she was mean to you?
And she posted the following. I can't. We don't do that here.
This criminal.
She's grateful to us. Tracy, dear. The things that Karen reads.
Criminal.
But I guess Daddy needs to fucking talk to you now. Because you didn't, I don't know who the fuck is giving you advice, but it's really fucking bad advice. All right. Because you decided you were going to declare war on me. That's what you fucking did. We can beat around the bush and pretend you fucking didn't. But let's not pretend. You use this recording gate bullshit as like your thing. But let's be honest, Karen, you just didn't like me before that. You talked a lot of shit about me. You banned me from going to the fucking the church thing, right? You never liked me, right? And I've seen the messages.
The church thing. Look at this cry. Like, I love this. You banned me from going into the church thing. Like, I wasn't ever allowed to go in that room. I couldn't go and get my ham sandwich like everybody else, Karen. Oh my God. fucking delusional. Fucking delusional.
You had about me. You blame me for everything. On Christmas Eve, you told me it's my fault. And the things that you said to me on the phone during recording gate, that whole conversation,
Did she record her?
were horrific. Fucking horrific.
They were horrific, Karen. They were fucking horrific.
Right? And people would, if people were there for that, they would be like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, if they were there for that, Karen's a fucking mean person.
Fucking ungrateful can one person be? And that's what this comes down to. That's what all that shit was about. Is me telling the truth. That's what you didn't want to do. And I don't understand. I'm not somebody. I've been through this, Karen, for 11 years. I don't get walked over. Okay? I don't fire back unless people treat me like absolute fucking dog shit. Don't
There.
Is me telling the truth. That's what you didn't want to do. And I don't understand it. I'm not somebody. I've been through this, Karen, for 11 years. I don't get walked over.
I don't get walked over, Karen. And that's exactly what she did. She's like, fuck you, dude. You're insane. You want to keep fucking acting. You keep egging stuff on. Like, are you insane? And guess what he did? And Karen's like, fuck you. You're out. Like, you're done. We're done. Bye. And he's like, oh, you're fucking done with me? Oh, let me show you. Enjoy that pee-pee town.
Okay? I don't fire back unless people treat me like absolute fucking dog shit, which you have. That's
How has Karen Reed treated him like dog shit? Because during, hello, she's going to go on your channel where you guys are be alleged to have conspired to commit witness intimidation. Dude, this guy is high as a kite for what he thinks and in his head.
what this fucking is. And I'm not fire back unless people treat me like absolute fucking dog shit, which you have. That's what this fucking is. And I'm not. And after a while, you got to stand up for yourself. I don't want to interview you. I don't want to do a show with you. I want to keep it all for my fucking self because I don't need you. I don't fucking need you. But you're learning pretty quickly that you ain't shit without me. Because you told me on the phone that, what'd you say? I made you who you are and you know it. Those were your exact words. I made you who you are and you know it.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, didn't you? And you paid the price for it, didn't you?
Well, you got $1,500 in your account right now. And McAlbert's got $40,000.
Who cares? Who cares? Oh my God. Oh my God.
So how about them apples?
How about them apples? Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. It's magic. He's such a fucking lunatic, man. Oh. Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
How's that going for you? And you know it, she says.
And you're facing 100 years. And guess what? I could say right now that I killed John O Keefe and nothing would happen to me. You are so stupid.
Insane. Fucking insane. How's that going? I mean, I have never seen it. Like, let's declare war on Turtle Boy. Let's fucking do that.
Who declared war on Turtle Boy? Nobody did. He had to try to get in front of his fucking stupid ass recording. Okay. That he was like, oh my God, they're going to revoke my bail. No, dude, they're letting you blow up your spot. They're letting you just fucking get out here and blow it up, man. They're letting you blow it up.
Who'd you run to? Who'd you run to? JFK. You went to Hood Booger Talk Radio. At least you didn't date James Jackson because you might not be here anymore. You got that going for you at least. So you went over to Hood Booger Talk Radio and you decided to just go in the comments and lay waste to fucking everything. Everything. And just divide this movement. And we'll contact you and we'll text you and you guys were cool at the time. But you have been told, wrongly, I might add, and we know who told you this. I know who told you this. Everybody knows who told you this. Everybody knows who's behind the recording gate. Okay? That you were told by this person that Will heard the recording. And I'm telling you right now, that was a fucking lie. That was all a lie. None of that happened.
Exactly.
That's what you were told, right? Because you confronted him about it and you asked him about it. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He called me and he's like, what the fuck is she talking about? I'm like, I have no fucking clue. So you were told false information about something. And that's how this all started. And so Will contacted you and we're like, hey, dude, because Will's like Mr. Chill dude, you know? He's at the gym right now. He fucking walks there. And like, he's just like, yeah. Can you not why are you burning this movement to the ground?
What is he talking? Yeah, like Will's like at the gym, he walk there. With his cane. What does that have to do with it? Will's at the gym, he walk there. Oh, because Will can't drive? Oh, because he got that DUI prop? Oh, okay. I'm done.
And how'd you handle that? You flipped out on him. And you told him, I don't know your exact words, I've seen him, but it was something to the extent of, I don't need Aidan's support anymore. I have my own support system. I think that's what you said. Yeah, how's that support system going? Do you? How's that support system doing? You got $1,500 in your account. The McAlbert's got 40 G's. How's that fucking going for you? This is why we need to have a fucking intervention. You need to hear this shit because this is the kind of shit you respond to. When people are nice to you and kiss your fucking ass, you walk all over them. You need a fucking mean fucking come to Jesus fucking moment right now because this is pathetic. $1,500. You're asking for fucking money for your civil suit. This is fucking embarrassing. What are you doing, bro? Get your shit together. So let me read some more of these comments. I mean, this is all of them.
Let me just sit here and literally just blow up Karen's spot. Let me just sit here and blow Karen. Okay, just blow her up.
Clearly. All the idiot O'Keefes and all them that we laughed at, they all sat on the other side, not because of the facts, man. Paul O'Keefe liked me. Carl Dougal liked me. Read the text message.
Paul O'Keefe liked me, man. Like, what is he? Oh my God. This is insanity.
They all liked me. They wanted to believe me. But it was you. They couldn't get over. And it was just like, and it killed you. It made everything harder for you, having the O'Keefes on that side. They shouldn't have been on that side.
Oh my God, you went at, oh my God, you guys, oh my God, this is, Turtle Boy went at Paul O'Keefe. Oh my God, he is absolutely fucking off his rocker.
Anyway, people saying tone deaf. That's a good word for it. Totally. Somebody says, embarrassing. If she wants to raise money, give Turtle Boy a call. Yeah. Again, Nick Rocco gets all the credit, right? Because always, Nick Rocco did everything for me. He raised all this money for me. Let's see him do it on his own. Go do it on your own. No. How's that going? How's Nick Rocco doing without Turtle Boy? No, Nick Rocco raised money off of my audience, off the audience I cultivated, of which he was one of. Okay. And he was good at it. He was very good at it. And he volunteered his time. And he should be commended for that. But there would be no people to raise money off of if it weren't for yours truly. Okay? I mean, just read the comments. Just read the comments, Karen. You gotta read the comments. And these people are not stupid. They're not brainwashed by me. You did this. And going on Howie Carr, and when he asks you, is there anyone you want to thank? Okay? Even if you don't like me, even if you think I'm not actually responsible for your acquittal, right? Even if you actually are naive enough to believe that, your PR person told you to fucking say it anyway. Thank him anyway. Suck up your pride and thank him anyway, because that's what the people want to hear. Fuck me. I don't care what you said. Doesn't bother me either way. I know what I did. And that's why you didn't hear me complain about it afterwards, because I'm okay, cool. You know, but the people all responded negatively. And that is what got Karen to call me the next day and ream me out. And she said, people hate me because of you. You're the reason people hate me. You tell people that you went to jail for me. And that's a lie. You went to jail because you couldn't keep it in your pants, she told me. And it's like, are you that naive? Do you not realize I was on bail because I took up your case? That is the only reason these motherfuckers came after me. Is because of your case, because I defended you, right?
Say it, Daddy. Why'd you go to jail?
Right. And she always says your case. That is the only reason these motherfuckers came after me. Is because of your case, because I defended you, right? And she always says, this is my...
I defended you. Oh, so you weren't covering a story. You weren't covering the case. You were defending Karen Reed. I thought you were being a journalist.
My story, pal, it's not. You don't not realize I was on bail because I took up your case. That is the only reason these motherfuckers came after me. Is because of your case, because I defended...
No, because of your behavior. Because of your track record. That's why you were sought. That's why you... Because, yeah, you did what you normally do. It's nothing new. This is how you are. It just, this is a bigger stage. Everyone could see it. It's a murder case, man. This isn't one of your fucking HPOs, you fucking stupid titty bitch.
You, right? And she always says, this is my story, pal. It's not. You don't own the fucking story. You are...
This is my story to tell, she says. He's like, no, it's not. It's not your story. What? Dude, how do you guys support... How is this man...
an unfortunate victim of the story, but you, right? And she always says, this is my story to tell. It's not. You don't own the fucking story. You are an unfortunate victim of the story, but you do not own the story. This is not your story to tell. I am so sick of hearing that. It is not your story to tell. It is everyone's story to tell, including mine. Right?
He's like, and I'm going to get in front of it because you're not going to tell it. I'm going to fucking show it. I'm going to say how this ends.
And you didn't make this story. Michael Moore.
You didn't make this story. What? His delusions.
Morrissey did.
Michael Morrissey made this story. God damn it. You hear me, Karen?
Michael Proctor did. Jennifer McCabe did. They were the draw, not you. You were the victim. And this needs... Nick Rocco ain't going to tell you this. You have surrounded yourself by yes men. And anyone who says anything differently, you just get rid of them. They're gone. And this is the result. $1,500 in your account. I hope today was a fucking wake-up call. I hope today was a wake-up call because it ain't going to grow much more than that. And I don't know how Alan Jackson expects to get paid. But, bro, you asked for $500,000. $500,000. You put $500,000 was the goal. Can you possibly be more tone deaf? $500,000 after you just got 1.1 million, and you're talking about going to Italy and shit. And you're asking, bro, who is doing your PR? Nikki Haircuts does not have the fucking balls to tell you this is a bad look, but I will. And that's why you get rid of people like me, because we say things you don't want to fucking hear. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think I got it all on my system. Why don't I take some
He goes on for another 2 hours and 18 minutes.
calls? If anybody wants to
I think
come
I
up
got
here,
it on my
they'll
system.
just roll their eyes because they're like, and I'm sorry, like his name's Nicky Haircuts and shit, right? Like you need up to him. I don't know your exact words. I've seen him, but it was something to the extent of, I don't need Aidan's support anymore. I have my own support system. I think that's what you said. Yeah, how's that support system going? It's my fault. And the things that you said to me on the phone during recording gate, that whole conversation, like, were horrific, fucking horrific. All right. And if people were there for that, they would be like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, how fucking ungrateful can one person be? And that's what this comes down to. That's what all that shit was about. That walked over. Okay. I don't fire back unless people treat me like absolute fucking dog shit, which you have. That's what this fucking is. And I'm not. And after a while, you got to stand up for yourself. I don't want to interview you. I don't want to do a show with you. I want to keep it all for my fucking self because I don't need you. I don't fucking need you. But you're learning pretty quickly that you ain't shit without me. Because you told me on the phone that, what'd you say? I made you who you are and you know it. Those were your exact words. I made you who you are and you know it. Well, you got $1,500 in your account right now. And McAlbert's got $40,000. So how about them apples? How's that going for you? And you know it, she says. Insane. Fucking insane. How's that going? I mean, I have never seen it. Like, let's declare war on Turtle Boy. Let's fucking do that. And who'd you run to? Who'd you run to? JFK. You went to Hood Booger Talk Radio. At least you didn't date James Jackson, because you might not be here anymore. You got that going for you at least. So you went over to Hood Booger Talk Radio, and you decided to just go in the comments and lay waste to fucking everything, and just divide this movement. And we'll contact you, and we'll text you, and you guys were cool at the time. But you have been told wrongly, I might add.
Karen Reed divided the movement. Meredith divided the movement. Oh my God. Cryford. Who else? Everybody, you fucks. Karen Reed.
And we know who told you this. I know who told you this. Everybody knows who told you this. Everybody knows who's behind the recording gate. Okay. That you were told by this person that Will heard the recording. And I'm telling you right now, that was a fucking lie. That was all a lie. None of that happened.
I streamed Karen Reed's trial morning, noon, and night all day. Then I came back live to break it all down for those that could not watch the whole trial. Then I had my notes, okay? And then I broke it all down. I did that every single day for both trials, did all the pretrial hearings. I am covering this case with Aidan Kearney because of, I want to know if you blackmailed Karen Reed. I want to know if you were extorting Karen Reed and her attorneys. I want to know what the fuck the truth is. Because Alan Jackson and Liza Lill are not dumb. For fuck's sake, they're from Hollywood. They know how to PR. They know how to spin. They don't need some fucking little white boy from Worcester, and I'm a little fucking turtle. And I fucking run a Jerry Springer channel.
That's what you were told, right? Because you confronted him about it and you asked him about it. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He called me and he's like, what the fuck is she talking about? I'm like, I have no fucking clue. So you were told false information about something. And that's how this all started. And so Will contacted you and we're like, hey, dude, because Will's like Mr. Chill dude, you know? He's at the gym right now. He fucking walks there. And like, he's just like, yeah. Can you not, like, why are you burning this movement to the ground? And how'd you handle that? You flipped out on him. And you told him, I don't know your exact words, I've seen him, but it was something to the extent of, I don't need Aidan's support anymore. I have my own support system. I think that's what you said. Yeah, how's that support system going? Do you? How's that support system doing? You got $1,500 in your account. The McAlbert's got 40 G's. How's that fucking going for you? This is why we need to have a fucking intervention. You need to hear this shit because this is the kind of shit you respond to. When people are nice to you and kiss your fucking ass, you walk all over them. You need a fucking mean fucking come to Jesus fucking moment right now because this is pathetic. $1,500. You're asking for fucking money for your civil suit. This is fucking embarrassing. What are you doing, bro? Get your shit together. So let me read some more of these comments. I mean, this is all of them.
Somebody asked me, do I think that Karen Reed would ever stand next to him again? If Karen Reed ever stood next to him again, then I would think of Karen Reed what I think of him. Period. If her lawyers continue to have a nice thing to say about this man, then I think about them just like I think about him. Period. If I was her lawyers, I wouldn't be saying anything. Alan Jackson tried to do this little twird, like this little, I call him a twird, twerp and a turd, a favor, okay? Thinking that he'll stop, he'll go away. Nope. Nope. He fucking turned it up. Herpes are forever.
I donate cure or a fancy dinner. At this point, I'm choosing to support the Turtle Boy portion of this group until he's also free. Love to see his fund posted as well. Includes seeing the ongoing charges against Turtle Boy drop. That said, become reality. At this point, they are stronger together than individually divided. I think that ship is sailed. Because of that, I'm not sure this approach will land as well as she hopes. Strategically, KR may benefit from a PR plan to rebuild and reunite broader support. Amen. Just from now. And I'll tell you what that support does not include: Nick Rocco being your spokesperson. That's not a knock at Nick Rocco. But I'm telling you right now, for whatever reason, whenever Nick Rocco posts something, people just roll their eyes. They're like, oh, so this is Karen saying this. Karen's getting him to say. That's how he is perceived, because that's what he is. You tell him, and you have said very mean things about him in Jenna 2 to me all the time. Whenever you got a chance, you tell me how stupid they are, but yeah, they help out, so you're not going to say that, but they get on your nerves. And you...
I have yet to see one message where Karen Reed, please post the messages where Karen Reed is signaling and saying anything negative about people. I just want to just put that shit out there. Where's it at?
Told me all that shit, okay?
Because I was told that you were the one that was
fuck it, I don't care anymore. So
blackmailing.
When Nick Rocco posts this fundraiser, people just roll their eyes because they're like, and I'm sorry, like his name's Nikki Haircuts and shit, right? Like you need a fucking professional.
His name's Nikki Haircuts and shit. What the fuck is your name? What is wrong with this man? Your name is Turtle Boy. And you wore a fucking turtle suit that was like not even fitting for you. Because that's what you just want to like poke fun. If you wear this, well, Erica Walsh wears fucking hoodies and jeans and she's fucking a blob and goes to your fucking hearings. But you're over here saying, I can't believe it. These people can't fucking be in here in hoodies and jeans. And I'm like, do you even see the people that support you? You are Walmart, motherfucker.
Like it can't be Nick Rocco. We like Nick Rocco, nice guy. But he's like 29. I don't even know how old Nick is, right? He cuts hair. Nothing against cutting hair, right? And he is viewed as your lackey, as you put it in the machine and he spits it out. That cannot be your PR person, okay? People just laugh at it.
You didn't even know the case. And you were going at every fucking witness and you didn't even know the case. I've been just proving it like day in and day out that you didn't even know the case. You were putting out, I'm reading all this material and I'm on and I was and you didn't know shit, bitch. And your little theory about the case is so fucking wrong, bitch.
At this point, it is a fucking joke. And you got to stop with that. You need you should.
And the whole time your fucking sources were Alan Jackson, Yannetti, Little, Reed. And you still couldn't get it right? Do you not know how to read a report? We know that you don't know how to spell yours and your, and we get that. Your whole fucking comment section sucks at it too. The only thing that you know how to do, and it's a pattern of behavior, is your style of reporting is only one side, and you attack the weakest links. And you go after people's families, their kids, same thing that you did in this case. And that tactic, which is illegal, caught up to you. And here you did it on the biggest national stage possible. And it totally affected this case. And a judge gets to do the sentencing. So when a jury that found Karen Reed guilty of drinking and driving, when she wasn't even cited for it, because by the color of the law, she did these things, which now I'm going to show you the color of the law for you and to say that this is what you did. You, based upon the foregoing facts, there is probable cause to believe, okay, that You, Aidan Kearney, committed a violation of Massachusetts general laws, chapter blah, blah, blah. Okay. Witness, there's Karen Reed was looking at witness interference and witness intimidation. Okay. And Mark Betterow tried to do some like mental gymnastics back in the day. But Karen Reed was facing witness interference, which is different than witness intimidation. Okay. And that little fucker, okay, he was not explaining that to people. So Karen Reed has distanced herself from this crazy man for so many reasons. But the number one reason is because what they're still trying to get me locked up or intertwined with your shit. You understand that? Well, he knew that. He didn't give a fuck because he's taken as many people as he can with him. He's taken microdots with him, but he doesn't know the big slap in the face that's coming. Whatever. He'll learn. He'll realize I'm not here to teach fucking idiots, but you cannot do these things. Witness intimidation. Now, I want people to understand how I believe that Natalie saved Karen. Based upon the foregoing facts, there is probable cause to believe that Karen Reed committed a violation of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 274, Section 7, conspiracy to commit intimidation of a witness by entering into an agreement with Aidan Kearney by providing information, photographs, material relative to her criminal defense, and editorial oversight of blog posts and videos intended to harass, intimidate, and cause emotional harm. You cannot see, you can make these stupid blogs, whatever you want, but if they are a witness, see, that's what everybody's not understanding. They're like, Lana, he can talk about whoever he wants. You guys, he can talk about whoever he wants. Absolutely. When you can't do it, and when you can't do things for the intent to do those things, is when they are witnesses in cases. What doesn't everybody understand about this? For example, the information provided by Natalie and Jane. So he lied when he said, Natalie's the reason that no. And Jane. Jane is what was corroborating what Natalie was saying. Okay. But they didn't even want to fucking deal with Jane because she's a fucking lunatic, which is Lindsay Gaetani is Jane. Okay. Lindsay Gaetani is a fucking hood rat hoe. Okay. Trailer trash. She just is. Ratchet madness. That's who he is. That's who he attracts. That's what he likes. Okay. But the word is and, not or, and. So Natalie and Jane outlines the close communication between Kearney and Reed. The communication has continued after Aidan Kearney was arrested and arraigned on charges of intimidation of a witness. Reed feeding Aidan Kearney information was not only providing her defense theory as she did with the national news outlets. Reed and her attorneys and Aidan Kearney have publicly mischaracterized their relationship. They did. They only had this on speculation and circumstantial evidence until Aidan came out and told them that it was true. Like a fucking idiot. What a moron. Like he just couldn't shut the fuck up. Again, Reed and her, he was mischaracterized. Reed and her attorneys, and then they say, and her attorneys and Aidan have publicly mischaracterized their relationship. The information fed to Aidan was later cited by Reed's counsel in a written motion. That's exactly what happened. Aidan Kearney's statements of jury influence and preventing the case from reaching trial are clear motivation. Kearney and Reed are conspiring to commit witness intimidation. Now, again, conspiring to commit witness intimidation, you have to prove that like that was like this is what they're saying. That you're gonna have to try what was and this is why I'm telling you that Natalie saved Karen Reed. And this cocksucker said it the opposite way. Because Natalie said, listen, her intention was to get her side of the story out, not intimidate anybody, not witness intimidate, nothing. And she doesn't know the statutes. So when she's saying the language that her intentions, but why do you think she was giving it? What did Karen want? Well, Karen wanted her side of the story out there. Oh, okay. You understand? Those were Natalie's words. That was really important. I do think that was Karen's intentions. I thought, now we're seeing some messages and they don't look good, but I'll tell you the messages that are horrible is the proof of the timeline. Okay? Which is proving this whole time all the turtle routers are being told, I was not talking to Karen Reed. I was not talking to her defense team. That's all lies. That's all lies. And it's like, and he comes out here, he's like, well, I can have whoever I want as my fucking sources. Blah, 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 blah. And I can talk to whoever I want. No shit, turtle fuck. Like, no shit. That's not the problem. The problem is that the attorneys can't just do whatever they want. They can't go and feed you federal information about a federal investigation, all this shit, and give you all this information for then you to blog about it and then them to go walk into a courtroom the next day or a couple days later and say that they got this from the news media. That is a violation of rules of professional codes 3.3 all day. And then you have Yannetti, who went in there and defended Alan Jackson. And I read all that shit yesterday. And then so all they had was the circumstances, like they didn't know who gave him. Technically, they didn't know it until Turtle Boy not too long ago, like last week, comes out and is talking about how smart Alan Jackson is. And he goes, yeah, Alan Jackson gave it to, they basically just outs everything. They had mere circumstantial shit that, hey, Aidan blogged about it. Where did Aidan get the information though from? Aidan just came out and just says where he got it from. And so everything that they wrote in this shit, in these probable cause affidavits, are now true because of Aidan. Aidan, not Meredith, not Karen Reed. Aidan Kearney, the stupidest blogger alive. Just a complete dumbass. Then Aidan Kearney's statements as the witness intimidation statute allows, Karen Reed has indirectly intimidated and harassed the witnesses named in this affidavit. And yeah, according to the statute, based on what Aidan Kearney did, if they're able to, show that like Aidan did in order to prove that conspiracy, okay, that mark, but this mark of witness interference, let me show you what you just have to do. Whoever willfully, either directly or indirectly, threatens, attempts, or causes physical, emotional, or economic injury or property damage to conveys a gift or offer or promise of anything of value. Well, guess what this idiot just came out and did? Karen Reed told me that I get to keep all those t-shirts. It's all my money. Okay, Turtle Boy, you're an idiot. Okay. That's the economic, there you go. Turtle Boy, you're a fucking moron. That's an incentive. So conveys a gift, offer, or promise of anything of value. He's over here talking about how valuable the name brand of Karen Reed is. And if she was to go on tour with him and do these shows with him, that is a offer or a promise of anything of value. Do you understand this absolute fucking moron? Is he trying to get her fucking charges? I'm going to show you. Lana, what are you talking about? Yeah, this is what Karen Reed is facing. Based upon the foregoing facts, there's probable cause to believe that Karen, you see that? You see this? Whoever willfully, either directly or indirectly, threatens to attempt or cause physical, emotional, or economic injury to or conveys a gift or offer or promise or anything of value to, misleads, intimidates, or harasses another person. Like, are you fucking dumb? Like, do you want me to keep going, Turtle Boy? This is why Lana can't cover. Do not bring any attention to her. Just act like she doesn't exist. That thing, that binary, non-binary, whatever he wants to mojo talk about, blah, blah. I can't help it that I pull actually classy broads. I'm sorry. I know it's like, whoa. But if it makes you better makes yourself feel better to say that I support Chris Watts, no, I think he's a murdering piece of shit. So I don't know why he's even talking about that. Maybe he wants to have a one-on-one with Chris Watts. I don't know. He's obsessed with Chris Watts. And number two, I guess he wants to talk about sexual preferences or what people. I don't do labels. I have no idea what this man's infatuated. I have no idea. He's always talking about trans people. He's always swinging from the libraries, and he's just a pig. He's gross. Like, look at the people that. Ugh. I mean, he should have been so thankful and lucky that he wants to call like Meredith vanilla. Like, oh, sorry, she's not your trashy normal type. I get it. So vanilla. He's just disgusting. And if you really thought that he truly had a chance with Karen Reed, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you see the way that she looks at Alan Jackson? You see what she looks at you? You couldn't even get a seat in the courtroom without you fucking crying about it. Okay? You were the fucking errand boy. That's all you were, was a paperboy errand boy. And it's right here. Okay. So this is your stupid fucking dumb ass. All right. You want to talk about your 16 counts? Well, I want to talk about why Karen Reed wants nothing to do with you. And you go out here and you like completely spin this shit. And it's a joke. And then all these lawyers that say they have law channels, they're a fucking joke too. Because no one's talking about the fucking truth. That is a fucking lie, Vicky, you fucking dumb bitch. Get this fucking bitch out of my fucking chat, you fucking hoe. Vicky, suck on my tits. Out of here, Vicky. I was watching Lana then, and she said she ultimately did not believe Chris Watts. Did not believe him. Oh, you mean like I did not believe him? Like he was lying. Leave Vicky in the chat. I was about to say, Vicky, are you lying? Yeah, Vicky, I saw that. Vicky's all good. Thank you, Vicky. Yes, you were around back then. I'm like, Vicky, you goddamn liar. See, we gotta just laugh at ourselves sometimes. But the nerve of this fucking little pencil dick running around, spreading his fucking herpes and spreading lies about me. He's this close to catching a fucking case. Okay, you want to fuck around and find out? I don't fucking play, Turtle Boy. I take down 100,000 person channels for my. That's what I do. That's just what I do. You know, you're a fucking liar. Okay, you lied about the Karen Reed case. You put fucking people through hell while they were witnesses, and based on the statute, you look like you're going to fucking prison for 100 years if they want. I was being kind by saying I think he'll do 20. I think that this judge will give you 20, you know, but how I would look at it is if I'm a victim of you, well, you got how many here? You think you're only going to do 2 years? Well, that's basically saying that fuck me and fuck everybody else is what, 2 months each? No. You're the person that set these camps up. You knew the assignment. You took it on. Now I just want to know how much you're going to reveal to try to say, listen, yep, I did work for them. I did do this all for them. You going to come out there and say it? You got any proof? When's that going to start? When's that talk going to start coming? When's that going to happen? But this is why Karen Reed, okay, is not entertaining any of your shit. You dumbass. Because of this. All of this that she's facing, okay? That she was facing all this crap. And then this is what you're facing. Look at, for people that don't understand it, Turtle Boy is facing the same thing. And guess what, guys? If the proceeding, so it says, this is what your punishment is, right here, punishment. Which is right here. Right here. Shall be punished by imprisonment in the state prison. Do you see that state prison? Do you see how it doesn't say jail? Do you see those words right there? Prison. For not more than 10 years. Or by imprisonment in the House of Corrections for not more than, is that 2.5? I don't know what the fuck that is. Or by fine of not less than 1,000, or by more than 5,000, or by both such fine and imprisonment. He's going to get both. Okay, they're going to pay. If the proceeding, though, right here, holy shit, Lana, you should probably change it. Yep, I'm going to go to red. Right here. If the proceeding in which the misconduct, oh yeah, is directed at is the investigation or prosecution of a crime punishable by life imprisonment. Oh my God. Yep. Because they've upped the charges to murder, you idiot. Or the parole of a person convicted of a crime punishable by life imprisonment. Such person then, you, Turtle Boy, shall be punished by imprisonment in the state prison for not more than 20 years. Everything doubles. You absolute fool. And this was a Boston cop that was murdered, that he went ahead and said, yeah, sign me up. This is what I want to do. I'm going to go do this. His punishment is based on, so that's the other misconception. They're like, well, Anna, what? I'm like, yeah, if he was witness intimidating on like a, I don't know, a DV case or like a drug case or like a, whatever it is. Okay. Whatever it is. And this word right here, such person shall be punished. Why don't you go ask you what that means? It says, such person shall be punished. That's a very bad thing. Shall's bad. Okay. Now, shall is a very, very bad word. For him. This judge is going to hear victim impact statements. Okay. This judge is going to then consider that, wow, this happened during the murder investigation and trial of a Boston police officer. Those are aggravating circumstances. I don't care what the fuck you think. That's why I said, how are you going to mitigate that? Because they're going to do, mitigating means, how are you going to like say like that, how are you going to offset it? I'm a retard? No, because what's going to be, they're going to show a history, a pattern of history here. That this man has always done this. And it didn't matter if it was a case of an HPO, okay, or wiretapping. I mean, this man, this is his pattern of history. He attacks families. He goes after who he deems as the weak link. He goes after the things that you love, and he will not stop until he destroys you. Pattern of behavior. Okay. Colin Albert was going to college and playing football. He said, I am going to show up to your school, to every game, to every practice. I'm going to be there and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, blah, blah. What? You're going to do what? You're going to do what? Who the fuck do you think you are? I've never heard of that in my life. So what does Colin do? Like, I'm not going to put my football team through that. That's embarrassing. It's humiliating. And those are the trigger words that are used. He went after, dude, this is my philosophy is that Two wrongs don't make a right. Karen Reed was framed, but that does not give you the right to go and do this. And that's where I'm saying this is not First Amendment. I'm going to do this. I'm going to show up here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Freeze Frame says his fans / supporters want him to have a turtle boy, right? And that's why I said, who's there? Who's doing anything? That's why I said I'm going to travel to Boston so I can document, so I can show that nobody is there doing a goddamn thing for you. That nobody's there. Nobody's waving the streets and nobody's like, yeah, I'm here. Woo, turtle boy, free turtle boy. Sure as fuck Karen Reed isn't there. You know what people do when you see the Innocence Project and they're freeing a black guy? That whole goddamn family is showing up for that advocate if there's something like this happen. Turtle boy, nothing. Crickets. This is not his battle is not First Amendment. He's not representing. He's not, hey guys, if we lose our first, if this is just the start of it, fuck you. There are reporters that are going over to report getting murdered. That is First Amendment. You sick son of a bitch. So if you ever say that again, that you are battling my First Amendment, shut the fuck up. You're not. Nobody prevented you from the shit that you were spewing for all that time. You could have kept on writing your stupid ass blogs and doing your stupid ass fucking lives. Nobody was stopping you. It's the actions. It's you getting out of behind the screen and you actually going out into the world, and it was your behavior once you left the house and what you did. Again, the information provided by Natalie and Jane outlines the close communication between Aidan and Reed. The communication has continued after, remember all this shit, okay? And he's over here admitting to shit. Now, on January 9th, I applied for and was granted for a search warrant out of Norfolk Superior Court to obtain the real-time location information of the cell associated with that number. This is what happened. I obtained so on January 10th, I obtained a search warrant here to enter the residence to execute the search warrant, okay, on the 10th, and obtain, all the shit. Given the wide radius of the location information, the infrequency and information every 15 minutes, and the density of the area, the decision was made to monitor location overnight. The following day, January 11th, the phone location suggested the phone boarded an airplane. So talk about somebody getting tipped off that they just went and applied for a search warrant, right? I'm just saying, do you see how this works? It all works the same way. Karen Reed got out of Dodge. She left. She went to Florida. Then digital forensics is a branch of the forensic science encompassing the recovery, prevention, all this crap, right? Based on my training experience, blah, blah, blah. Bluetooth allows you to connect your devices, blah, blah, in addition to making traditional cell phones. Okay, yep. I know that people who commit criminal offenses together often communicate prior to or following that crime. Additionally, those who commit criminal offenses often communicate with their co-conspirators prior to or following the crime. I know that it is common for people to communicate via text messaging, multimedia messaging, phones, and all that. I know from my training experience that commonly used digital devices, including smartphones and portable devices. These mobile devices can be moved from one Wi-Fi, connection to another. So you're not going to be using a SIM. You're just going to be using Wi-Fi with ease in conjunction with the cellular connection with a cellular provider. Often people transport these portable devices from location to location. I know from training experience that cell phones used to access the internet usually contain account names, files, logs, or file remnants, which would tend to show ownership and use of the computer, as well as ownership and use of the internet service accounts. Do you see that? You see that right there? that they were going after where Karen Reed's phones were on the internet. Not just what was on them. And so what this is for, though, these search warrants were only for the purpose to seize them, not to do anything with them, not to search them. It was just to seize the device. So again, this shows ownership and use of the computer, as well as ownership and use of the internet service accounts used for the internet access. I know from my training experience that Apple devices that are signed in under the same Apple ID will share information such as internet searches across those devices signed in iCloud. So we're talking about iClouds now. The service will allows you to sync and access your data from any of your devices wherever you are. I know from my training experience that technology has advanced. The mobile cellular telephone is not just a device where one communicates audibly with another individual, but rather it is a computer with, an example of this is an Apple iPhone. The Apple iPhone is a line of cell phones that have internet and multimedia functions integrated with them. These devices are designated and marked by Apple. An Apple phone mobile device functions as phone, video camera, camera phone with text messaging and visual voicemail. A portable media player, video conferencing, GPS, digital audio and visual recording capabilities, an internet browser, email client, and Wi-Fi. I know based on my training experience that electronic devices such as smartphones are used to access the internet, and a search of the device may reveal log files. Were Aidan and Karen ever together? And they're going to compare when Aidan was doing things. Where was Karen? Remnants concerning communications use of the internet service accounts such as X. Keep running your fucking X, buddy. Facebook and other. Remember I told you guys his phone's going to bury him. He won't ever talk about his phones. His phone has buried him. His phone has buried him. I think Karen Reed has been through the ringer. I don't think that, Natalie said that Karen was not happy that he was doing X, Y, and Z. I'm telling you, those statements really helped Karen Reed. Consequently, there's a probable cause to believe that the historical GPS data associated with the cellular phone will contain recorded evidence of the physical location of the associated mobile device. This is why these phones, Karen's phones, are so important. That's why Karen wants her phone back. Whenever the device is moving or stationary, information and evidence of the associated device and travel should contribute to identifying the locations from which the device departed, the locations where the associated device traveled to, and the time the associated device remained at different coordinates. Very interesting. A thorough inspection of various applications on the cell phone will provide information regarding the care, custody, and control of the phone at a certain date and time. Email and social media logins are two examples of such information. I know based upon my training experience, as well as consultation with investigators specifically trained in the forensic examination of cellular telephones and other digital electronic storage devices, that cellular telephones store information. This information can include, but is not limited to, the telephone number assigned to the phone, a list of recent phone numbers dialed, a list of telephone numbers for calls received, a list of contacts and information relative to the text messages and sent and received. I also know that such information can be retrieved by a trained examiner utilizing forensic tools to extract the data from the cellular device. Based on all of the above, there is probable cause low to believe that the data held within cell phones used by Karen Reed will contain evidence of witness intimidation and conspiring. Aidan Kearney is the most selfish fucking person I've ever come across on the internet. The most selfish person I've ever come across on the internet. He has single-handedly tried to put Karen Reed in cuffs with him. He needed to shut the fuck up, and he didn't. He kept going and going and going and going. Turtle Boy, Aidan Kearney, Water Boy, Errand Boy himself has literally put Karen Reed in every boiling fucking hot water possible. And he continues to do it. Why? Because he's not going down alone. And for those of you guys that are truly supporting of Karen Reed, the two are not synonymous. That's what he wants. That's what he's always wanted. He's actually wanted to overtake Karen Reed's name with his own. He's tried to rewrite history here. And all he's been doing this whole entire time is creating smoke and mirrors about how this movement truly got divided. This man will not stop until Karen Reed is arrested. Mark my words. We'll see you on the next one.